The hill. The setting sun. Two silhouettes bearing the red ribbon emblem who have just revealed themselves to the world. And 10 seconds of absolute silence.
10 seconds.
That's how long it takes a warrior's mind to shift from shock to assessment. 10 seconds during which nobody moves, nobody speaks, and everyone calculates. Gohan calculates faster than the others because for him, this isn't a shock, it's a memory.
Krillin, Chi-Chi, exactly as Bulma predicted. Day for day, hour for hour. Plan A data is activated. Alpha formation. Goku, me, and Piccolo. Beta formation. Trunks, Vegeta, Raditz, and Pan on Chi-Chi. Encirclement. Pinning. We separate them and contain them. But first, the civilians.
Krillin and Chi-Chi descend the hill, slowly, without urgency. Krillin's eyes, empty, calculating, sweep the group with mechanical precision. He counts them. He evaluates them.
Goku, it's been a long time. You haven't changed. Oh, you've already dealt with the failed prototypes. Good. That saves us a detour.
Goku, you've aged. You know, I remember you. Not much. Fragments. The tournament. Your stupidity. Your marriage promise you never kept. The doctor explained the rest. You married Bulma. You forgot about me. And now, look at us.
Goku isn't smiling anymore. His face, that face that always smiles, that finds the good in everything, has become a straight line.
Krillin, what did Gero do to you?
Do? He improved us, Goku. Made us stronger, faster, more efficient. That's all. No hard feelings. Just a job to finish.
Gohan moves. Not fast, not abruptly. Just a sidestep, imperceptible, that places him in Trunks' line of communication. Their eyes meet for half a second. And in that half second, 3 years of shared training pass between them like an electric current. Trunks nods. 1 millimeter, invisible to anyone not looking for it.
Plan A, Alpha and Beta formation. Civilians first.
Copy.
Copy.
And this is where Gohan does the one thing he didn't want to do. The thing Bulma's plan forbade him from doing, but that reality demands.
Goku, I don't have time to explain everything, but those two, Krillin and Chi-Chi, are cyborgs, modified by Dr. Gero. They're like 16, 17, and 18, with 0 detectable ki, but their physical stats are on a completely different level. Don't trust what you just saw. React only to their body mechanics.
Understood.
Bulma, 50 meters away, she heard everything. And her brain, that brain that built Capsule Corporation, that deciphered Namekian physics, that forged impossible gravity chambers, her brain just understood why Gohan and Pan are really here.
We move now.
I know. Bula is with us. We're heading for the North Extraction Point. Yamcha!
It's her! It's really her!
Ah! Yamcha! Move! Now!
Yamcha stumbles. His legs don't want to. His brain doesn't want to. But Bulma who loved him, who left him, who remained his friend despite everything, Bulma physically drags him. Bulma, 10 years old, present Bulma. She wasn't instead of Bulma. She's the little girl who stood between 17 and death 20 minutes ago, runs alongside her mother. But as she runs, she grabs her earpiece and switches it on.
Gohan, I'm staying connected. If you need an outside eye, I'm here.
10 years old. She's 10 years old and she's offering to guide us remotely. Copy, Bulma. Stay safe. We'll contact you if needed.
Chi-Chi loses patience first. Obviously. Even cybernetically enhanced, even reprogrammed, impatience is the one thing Gero couldn't strip from her.
Right. Enough talk. Shall we begin?
Chi-Chi, the one with the golden hair, the Namekian, and Goku. That's my group. The rest is yours. Have fun!
With pleasure.
2 simultaneous launches. No signal. No warning. Just one instant they're there, the next they've vanished from their starting positions. And this is where combat without ki begins. And this is where everything changes. In a normal fight, a fight between warriors, you read your opponent through ki. It's a sixth sense. Ki rises before the strike. Ki concentrates before the blast. Ki indicates direction, intent, magnitude. It's like hearing someone inhale before they scream. Against a cyborg, that sense doesn't exist. There are only the eyes. The next tempers of a bit of a boys' fight here when they made with Ki in Page-It. The positioning of the feet, the rotation of the hips, the tension of a muscle before extension, the micro movements of the gaze that betray the target. The most primitive school of combat, the one from before Ki, becomes the only one that works. And that is exactly what future Bulma had planned for. Plan A is calibrated to this reality. Every formation, every angle, every roll, all designed for a visual fight, not a sensory one. Krillin strikes first. A palm strike aimed at Goku's solar plexus. Simple, direct, terrifyingly fast. Goku blocks, barely. His crossed forearms absorb the impact, and the ground beneath his feet cracks in a star pattern across 3 meters.
The power, it's beyond anything I've ever physically felt. Even Frieza didn't hit this cleanly. You've gotten strong, Krillin.
I didn't get anything. I was optimized. That's different.
Piccolo attacks from the left flank, Kaioken times 20. His body ignites with an incandescent blood-red aura. Combination burst, left fist to the liver, right fist to the temple, descending elbow strike to the back of the neck. Krillin dodges all 3, without retreating. His head pivots 2 centimeters to let the right fist pass. His left arm deflects the elbow strike like swatting a fly.
He didn't move his feet. 3 attacks at Kaioken times 20, and he didn't move his feet. His reaction time is inhuman. He doesn't predict my movements through Ki. He sees them faster than I execute them.
Gohan enters the exchange. Super Saiyan, golden aura, coming from above. Descending hammer kick, targeting the top of Krillin's skull. Krillin raises a single arm, blocks Gohan's heel in his palm. The shockwave carves a 5-meter crater around them.
You. I don't know you, but you're strong. Not enough.
Krillin hurls Gohan like a rag doll, 30 meters backward, bouncing twice on the ground before stabilizing in mid-air. Gohan lands, repositions. His mind is running at full speed.
Okay, data updated. His raw physical strength exceeds my standard Super Saiyan form. His reaction time is below 1 millisecond. He analyzes my trajectories through body mechanics. The rotation of my hips tells him where my foot is going. The angle of my shoulders tells him where my fist is heading. Solution: unorthodox movements, impossible angles. Never give him a predictable pattern. Goku, Piccolo, Protocol 3, unpredictable angles, no patterns. He reads our bodies like a book.
Unpredictable angles, huh? That I can do.
Goku shifts gears. His style, which was classic karate, predictable in its beauty, breaks apart. Becomes pure Goku. That style without style that has always been his greatest weapon. A spinning kick launched from a low guard position, mechanically absurd. A headbutt in a full charge that transforms into a point-blank Kamehameha the instant Krillin dodges downward. A fake, a false step, a deliberate stumble that lures Krillin into a counterattack Goku intercepts with his knee.
Interesting. Your movements follow no standard biomechanical model. Your joints initiate trajectories impossible to predict from the angle of origin. But I adapt fast.
And it's true, Krillin adapts. Not like a warrior who learns, like a system updating its parameters. Every exchange feeds his prediction algorithm. Every pattern, even chaotic, becomes data. Gohan sees it, and he knows. He knows it in his bones, because he watched it happen in another world, that the longer the fight lasts, the more dangerous Krillin becomes.
We can't wear him down through attrition. The more we fight, the more he learns. It's the reverse of a normal combatant. Plan A doesn't aim for victory over Krillin, only to pin him, contain him, buy time for the beta flank. Trunks.
Chi-Chi throws herself into the fray like a human typhoon. Her first blow, an uppercut launched from a full sprint, targets Vegeta. Vegeta, in Super Saiyan, just humiliated by 18 and burning to prove his worth, charges head-on.
Come on! I'm not the same as I was 5 minutes ago!
Chi-Chi pivots on one foot. Her body traces a perfect arc. and her elbow buries itself in Vegeta's solar plexus before he even finishes his sentence. Vegeta doubles over, coughs blood. His eyes go wide.
You scream too much. People who scream are always the weakest.
One exchange. A single one. Vegeta in Super Saiyan. Eliminated. One exchange. A single one. And Vegeta is down. Raditz clenches his teeth so hard the enamel cracks.
Don't be Vegeta! Don't charge! Discipline! Formation! Trunks, as planned, you're the spearhead. Pan and I cover your angles.
Understood. I'm engaging.
Trunks charges. Full power Super Saiyan. 10 years old. But 10 years old with the body of a warrior who killed Frieza, who survived Namek, who spent 3 years training with Goku and Piccolo. First exchange. Trunks' right hand to Chi-Chi's face. Chi-Chi blocks with her forearm. The shockwave flattens the grass in a 20-meter radius. Chi-Chi doesn't retreat. Neither does Trunks.
Good. She's solid. But Plan A says I outspeed her.
Chi-Chi parries all 4. Her arms move with mechanical fluidity. Each parry arrives a microsecond before impact. She doesn't retreat. She doesn't flinch. Faster, harder. 6 strikes per second. 8, 10.
Oh, the little one is fast. Interesting.
Trunks shifts strategy. He stops striking and leaps back, 3 meters, then charges his aura.
Kaioken!
The golden aura takes on a blood-red tinge. Kaioken ×2 on top of Super Saiyan, the hybrid technique Goku taught him, the one that pushes the body beyond standard Super Saiyan limits, but destroys the muscles after a few minutes. Trunks vanishes. Pure speed. An afterimage hangs where he stood. He reappears behind Chi-Chi does, and when we were the gooding perfect Trunk in Trunks' fuel field. Elbow strike to the back of her neck. Chi-Chi turns her head, just her head, a quarter turn, and her arm, without her body having moved, intercepts Trunks' elbow.
Faster, better, but not enough.
Trunks gets back up. Blood runs from his temple. His Kaioken ×2 pulses around him, devouring his energy. He looks at Chi-Chi, and for the first time since Namek, since Frieza, Trunks feels something he had forgotten.
Impossible! My strikes aren't even phasing her!
Trunks pushes harder. Kaioken ×2 at full throttle. Every blow shakes the air. Visible shockwaves ripple outward like circles in water with each impact. And Chi-Chi takes them all, every last one, without retreating, without effort. Like a mountain against which a wave breaks. The blue light explosion illuminates the entire battlefield. Smoke engulfs Chi-Chi. Trunks falls back, panting, his muscles burning under the Kaioken. The smoke clears. Chi-Chi is there, standing. Her kimono is torn at the abdomen. The skin underneath is untouched, not a scratch.
That's my favorite outfit. You're going to pay for that.
And it's now. Now that Gohan, from the alpha flank, turns his head for a fraction of a second. He heard Trunks' Kamehameha. He heard the silence that followed, and he sees. He sees Trunks, his cousin, Super Saiyan Kaioken ×2, at maximum stable power, being physically dominated. Chi-Chi's counterattack velocity is faster than Trunks' attacks. The amplitude of her strikes exceeds the resistance of Trunks' aura shield. And above all, she shows no sign of fatigue. Gohan's blood runs cold.
Trunks should be able to contain her, but she's taking everything without flinching. She far exceeds the 800 million that Bulma estimated in our future. The butterfly effect. By training, we gave better data to Gero's drone. The mere fact that we came back to the past gave Gero more data to optimize his weapons. The timeline shifted, and it shifted in the enemy's favor. Plan A is suicide. I need to order the retreat.
Ah! Plan C! Everyone, Plan C!
2 words, 2 syllables, and the battlefield freezes. Gohan, who was in the process of formulating the exact same order, hears Pan scream it a fraction of a second before his own lips move. And in that fraction of a second, something breaks inside him. Not pain, pride. Terrible, wrenching, bitter.
She saw it before me. Pan saw Plan A's failure before I did. Bulma was right. She's better.
Plan C. The total retreat protocol designed by future Bulma for a single scenario. Complete failure. The impossibility of victory. Its parameters are simple. Immediate disengagement of all combatants. Priority protection of Goku, the pivot. Mutual cover during retreat. Objective, survive. Nothing else. The same code Bulma had whispered in Gohan's ear 3 years ago in a shelter before dying while asking Krillin useless questions.
Everything chains together in 2 seconds.
Trunks disengages from Chi-Chi, a burst of Kaioken ×2 that propels him 20 meters backward, creating distance. Raditz does the same, a double Sunday fired at the ground that raises a wall of dust and debris between them and Chi-Chi. Pan retreats in flight, but her eyes never leave Chi-Chi. She calculates escape angles, possible interception vectors, temporal windows.
Gohan obeys. He doesn't argue. Not a second of hesitation. Because Plan C is not a democracy. It's an algorithm, and Pan just activated it. On the Alpha flank, Piccolo fires a blinding ki burst, not a Taioken, just an aura overload, to create a split second of disruption. Goku pulls back. Krillin doesn't pursue immediately. He observes. He evaluates the pattern change.
Oh, you're running. Interesting. Who gave the order? Not the tall one. He was still thinking. The little one. The one who had blue hair before transforming. Noted.
And it's in this moment, these 5 seconds of reorganization, that present Bulma hears everything. 100 meters back, running with her mother and tights toward the North Ridge, Bulma has her earpiece screwed into her ear. She heard every word, every exchange, and above all, she heard Pan.
She's the one who called the retreat. Not Gohan. Not Trunks. Her. Pan. An 11-year-old girl commanding a battlefield like a 60-year-old general. And Trunks obeys. Without discussion. As if it were natural. As if Pan's voice were an extension of his own tactical brain. They function together. Like twins. That's my place. That's my brother. That's my evacuation code. Plan C. The code of the other Bulma. Future Bulma. And Pan is the one carrying it. Pan, who is everything I should have been. The tactical genius and the power. No, not the time. Not now. If she's better than me on the field, then I'll be better than her from the rear. Mom, keep going without me. What? No! I'm knocking by half. I'm staying here. But I need to see... I need a line of sight to guide them. I'll hide behind this ridge. My KI suppressor is active. They won't find me. Mom, trust me. If you die, I'll kill you.
Bulma climbs the ridge, lies flat in the tall grass, activates her long-range scanner, her mother's scanner, the one she grabbed in the panic. And on the radio channel, her voice changes, becomes something else.
This is Bulma. I'm in position behind the ridge. I can see both targets and all allies. Pan, I'm taking over remote coordination. You focus on the fight. Copy, Bulma.
Chi-Chi won't let them run. She sees the Z-Team reorganizing, regrouping, and her gaze sweeps the battlefield in search of a target. And it stops. On Pan. Pan, 11 years old, in 1 in 100 results cared, and golden aura, coordinating the retreat with surgical precision. Chi-Chi had already noticed her before the fight, before the transformation. A kid with blue hair the same color as Bulma's. And now that same kid is glowing gold, a Saiyan, with Bulma's hair.
The blue-haired kid. She's gone golden, like the others. A Saiyan, with Bulma's hair. Another one! Yet another!
Gero's program keeps Chi-Chi in operational condition, focused, efficient. But there is one thing the program doesn't control. One thing Gero could never eradicate because it is too deeply rooted in Chi-Chi's limbic cortex. The hatred of Bulma. That Stepan sees Pan, and in her diseased mind, in that labyrinth of jealousy and rage that even cybernetics couldn't flatten, she doesn't see an 11-year-old child. She sees Bulma, another offspring of the woman who stole Goku from her.
Ah! You! Another one? Another bastard with that woman? How many, Goku? How many children with her? How many proofs that you forgot me?
Chi-Chi has become a ballistic trajectory, a heat-seeking missile. Everything that isn't Pan no longer exists. Trunks tries to intercept. Chi-Chi sweeps him aside with a lateral kick that slams him to the ground with a sound of cracking bones. He coughs blood. 3 ribs minimum. Pan sees Chi-Chi coming, 11 years old, Super Saiyan. And even in Super Saiyan, even with everything Bulma put into her genes, everything Gohan taught her, Pan knows she cannot take a direct hit from this thing.
Time to impact. 0.3 seconds. Evasion options. 2. Left. Blind spot, but cliff wall behind. Right. Open, but Raditz is on the ground in my path. Block option. 0. Insufficient power. I'm going to die.
A wall of green appears between Pan and Chi-Chi as if he materialized from thin air. His energy shield, that translucent green barrier that Gero's cyborgs can generate, deploys at full power in front of him. Chi-Chi's fist strikes the shield. The impact produces a sound like point-blank thunder. The shield vibrates, cracks, but holds. C-17 slides backward 10 meters, his feet carving furrows in the dirt.
Hey, we haven't properly introduced.
Why?
A 10-year-longer girl stood between me and death, and I don't forget debts. On the other hand, I'm not gonna hold much longer, so if you have an escape plan, now's the time.
C-18 is there too. Beside Goku, not in front, beside, like an ally, as if the decision had been made in 1 second, without discussion, between her and her brother.
Pay our debts. After this, we're even. Don't thank me. Focus.
The battlefield reorganizes. C-17 holds Chi-Chi, temporarily, precariously. C-18 joins the Alpha flank against Krillin. The Z-team gains a few seconds of respite, and Goku does something no one expected. He walks toward Krillin. Not in a fighting stance, not on guard. He walks, arms at his sides, his Super Saiyan aura around him but not focused for attack.
You're talking to a ghost, Goku.
No, I'm talking to you. To the one who trained with me at Master Roshi's. To the one who was scared of everything but charged in anyway. Do you remember?
And there, for one heartbeat, the emblem on Krillin's chest flickers. The red logo pulses once, like a heart monitor skipping a beat. Krillin's smile trembles. When the red logos fit to Rand, red ribbon trying to minuscule quiver. His lips trying to form a word that the program won't let through.
Goku, you're naive, Goku. As always. That's why you'll die first.
Goku pulls back, just in time. The sphere explodes where he was standing, carving a 3-meter crater. But Goku saw, Gohan saw, Pan saw, and they know now, with certainty, that beneath Gero's program, Krillin is still alive, trapped, fighting.
That confirms Bulma's suspicions. There's programming behind it. Krillin isn't a monster. He's a prisoner. And a prisoner has weaknesses. Everyone saw it. Krillin's consciousness is fighting against Gero's program. If we can use Goku to distract him at a critical moment, we can capitalize on that flaw. That's why Goku is the pivot. Not just his power, his voice, his bond with Krillin. Protect him at all costs.
He's still in there, somewhere.
Plan C is working. Not perfectly. Nothing works perfectly in a real fight. But it's working. The retreat perimeter takes shape. Trunks, injured but standing, has recovered unconscious Vegeta and is falling back carrying him on his shoulder. Raditz covers the southern flank, firing key salvos to keep Chi-Chi at bay. C-17, his shield in tatters, fights Chi-Chi hand-to-hand to buy every second. C-18 and Piccolo to the east. Raditz, 5 meters left. Trunks, faster. C-17, disengage in 3 seconds.
And Goku holds Krillin. With C-18 at his side, blow for blow, dodge after dodge, the real Goku, the one who reads movements through his eyes, through instinct, through that combat intelligence that never needed words.
Safe distance reached in 45 seconds. Extraction point is clear. We're going to make it!
To hold Krillin, to wrest those last 45 seconds from him, Goku takes the ultimate risk. His aura blazes.
Kaioken!
The golden aura takes on a blood-red tinge. Kaioken on top of Super Saiyan. Goku explodes in speed and power. His strikes finally push Krillin back, forcing him to move his feet for the first time. C-18 at his side exploits every opening. His heart rate climbs, 200, 230, 250. He doesn't feel it coming. The heart virus from the alternate timeline is a dormant organism. It lives in the walls of the myocardium like a silent parasite, invisible to scanners, undetectable by diagnostics. It waits. For months, for years sometimes. It waits for a threshold, a cardiovascular stress threshold beyond which the heart can no longer contain it. Gohan knew. Bulma knew. That's why the antidote had to be administered at the first symptoms, because there are no symptoms before the crisis. The virus is either dormant or lethal. There is no in between. And at 250 beats per minute, 1,550, when they had the storm practice, she sent biggest bleep of their crisis. And at 250 beats per minute, 1,400, the cataclysmic pressure of Kaioken stacked on Super Saiyan, the myocardium gives out. The dormant virus erupts. Goku stops, in the middle of an exchange, in the middle of a strike. His right fist, launched toward Krillin's face, stops mid-flight, as if someone had pulled a plug. Everyone sees it. Gohan sees it. And in his eyes, in the eyes of this 16-year-old boy who watched his world die because of this same failing heart, time stops.
Ah! Goku!
Goku falls. His knees hit the ground. His hands slam into the dust. He coughs, a violent spasm. Blood splatters the earth beneath him. C-18 is beside him. She doesn't understand what's happening. She sees a warrior who was dominating a second ago collapse as if his soul had been ripped out.
What the?
Krillin watches Goku on the ground, and his smile, that programmed, mechanical, perfect smile, widens. Not joy, not human cruelty, just the recognition of a tactical opportunity.
Total power drop! Looks like you've got something wrong with your heart, Goku. Shame.
Gohan sees Krillin's hands rise. He knows this stance. He's seen it in another world, and his blood turns to ice.
Scatter, everyone! Scatter now! It's the Kaku Sandan! He's going to...
Too late.
Kaku Sandan.
Krillin's hands light up. Dozens, no, hundreds of energy spheres erupt from his palms like a swarm of killer bees. The Kaku Sandan, the scattering bullet, Krillin's signature technique. Homing key projectiles, each capable of tracing an independent path to its target. In a normal human's hands, it's a harassment technique. In the hands of a cyborg of Krillin's power, it's an orbital bombardment. The spheres scatter across the sky like an inverted fireworks display. Then, like a swarm, they separate. Each sphere selects a target, locks on, dives. Raditz sees 3 spheres hurtling toward him. He dodges one, deflects a second with a backhand. The third hits him dead center in the chest. The explosion hurls him through 3 rock formations, then a 4th, then a 5th. His body disappears beyond the horizon, eliminated from the battlefield. Vegeta, unconscious, as weather the forecast's impact. Vegeta, on Trunks' shoulder, can do nothing. Trunks sees the spheres coming and does the only thing possible. He throws Vegeta to the ground, positions himself above him, and generates a ki shield. Spheres hit the shield. Trunks screams. His arms tremble. The shield cracks. The last sphere punches through and explodes against his back. The residual shockwave catapults them both kilometers into the surrounding mountains. Trunks crashes somewhere in the distance. The Kaioken has ravaged his muscles, and the Kaku Sandan finishes the job. He stays down, coughing blood, at the absolute edge of unconsciousness, but his cold mind refuses to go under. 17, already in pieces from his fight with Chi-Chi, has no shield left to deploy. 4 spheres hit him in mid-flight. His body is flung like a broken puppet, hurled for kilometers until he crashes out of sight. C-18, beside Goku, raises her shield to protect the fallen Saiyan. She blocks 3 spheres. The 4th curves around the shield and strikes her in the back. The explosion hurls her across the terrain, far, far away from the point of impact.
5 seconds. 5 seconds since Krillin's hands went up. Result? Raditz. Eliminated, hurled kilometers away. Trunks and Vegeta, catapulted into the mountains. C-17, gone beyond the horizon. C-18, blasted out of range. Still standing, Gohan, Pan, Piccolo, Goku on the ground coughing blood. And facing them, Krillin, without a scratch. Chi-Chi smiling in the settling dust.
No, you no-nosers. They're all... wherever is...
I'm here. Gohan is here. Piccolo is here. Bulma... Plan C is dead.
Krillin and Chi-Chi advance, side by side. The slow pace of those who know that nothing can stop them anymore. On the ground, between the craters and the unconscious bodies, movement, slow, mechanical. C-16, the red-haired Colossus. Paralyzed since his defeat against Goku, his motor systems offline, his legs non-functional. But his arms still move. 1 centimeter, 2. His fingers scrape the earth, dragging his massive body through the dust like a wounded soldier on a battlefield. He crawls toward Pan.
16? Where are you?
Little one, listen. I don't have much operational time left. Here, a data port. Connect your terminal.
What are you giving me?
Everything. The complete mental reconditioning protocols of Dr. Gero. The neural programming schematics he used to enslave human subjects. The access codes. The frequencies. The system's weak points. With this data, someone intelligent enough could reverse the process. Give Krillin and Chi-Chi back what was taken from them.
You're giving us the key to save them.
Dr. Gero created me to destroy, but I choose what I exist for. The birds are still singing outside. That's enough for me.
The transfer takes 11 seconds. 11 seconds during which Pan doesn't move, the terminal absorbing gigabytes of data. 11 seconds during which Gohan and Piccolo face the 2 approaching cyborgs. The file completes. Pan rips out the terminal and stuffs it in her belt. C-16 looks at her. Then his eyes turn toward Gohan, 5 meters away.
Boy, come here!
Gohan kneels. C-16 opens his chest plate wider, and inside, between the cables and dying circuits, a red sphere pulses faintly.
My energy core. Gohan, help me aim it. I'll channel the explosion into a directional cone toward them, to spare the zone behind me. Help me disengage the safeties. I can no longer move my fingers precisely enough.
Are you sure?
I've never been more sure of anything. Tell the 10-year-old girl, the one who protected me earlier, that the world is lucky to have her.
Gohan plunges his hands into C-16's chest plate. His fingers find the activation mechanism. 3 safety locks, one by one.
Piccolo, cover Pan. Pan, fall back, now! Safety's disengaged!
Overload initiated. Detonation in 3 seconds. Run, boy.
Gohan!
Protect life, boy. That's all I ever wanted to do.
Gohan leaps backward at full speed. A cone of white light erupts by the SPAC, which not be in Tresk for. So his Gid, he actually full thing and leaps backward at full speed. A cone of white light at full speed. Focused, directional, a lance of pure energy sweeping everything in a 60-degree arc in front of him. The ground liquefies, the air combusts. A mushroom cloud of smoke and dust rises 300 meters high. C-16 no longer exists. Even his atoms have scattered. The energy cone strikes Krillin and Chi-Chi head-on. Not destroyed, a cyborg of their caliber can withstand a nuclear explosion, but hurled hundreds of meters, disoriented, blinded by the light and the dust.
A titanic curtain of smoke and debris engulfs the battlefield. Visibility 0 for everyone.
Pan, Piccolo, status!
Alive. Terminal intact. Piccolo is with me.
Standing. But the curtain won't last more than 20 seconds.
20 seconds. That's all C-16 bought them. 20 seconds to take Goku, still on the ground, unconscious, the virus devouring his heart, and run. Gohan crawls toward Goku, finds him, lifts him onto his shoulder.
I've got him. We move. Pan, Piccolo, form on me.
And through the smoke, through that wall of opaque dust that even cybernetic eyes cannot pierce, a sound. The energy disk slicing through the air. The Kienzan doesn't seek its target by sight. It's guided by sound, by vibrations in the air, by the echo of footsteps in the ground. Krillin launched it blind, but Krillin's Kienzan never truly misses. Not at this power, not with this precision. The golden disc cleaves through the smoke in a straight line, straight at Gohan. At the back of Gohan, who is carrying Goku and doesn't see it coming. The sound of flesh being torn. Piccolo is there, between the Kienzan and Gohan, his body interposed, sliced clean through. The spinning disc sheared his flank horizontally, cutting nearly through his abdomen before dissipating behind him. Looks down. At the gaping gash that opens his torso from one side to the other, purple blood, Namekian, thick, dark, cascades down his legs. Gohan turns around, sees Piccolo, and the world stops.
No. No!
I told you, Gohan. I don't plan on dying a second time before you.
His knees give way. He falls, first to one knee, then the other, then forward. And 1,000 kilometers away, on the empty lookout, Kami, old Kami, the silent guardian, the one who had heard everything and never said a word. Kami brings his hands to his chest and vanishes. His body dissolves into light, like a reflection being erased. And in 7 temples, 7 caves, 7 hidden places across the world, 7 orange spheres lose their glow, turn gray, turn to stone. The Earth's Dragon Balls no longer exist. Gohan looks at Piccolo's body. Tears burn. His jaws clench so hard that blood flows from his gums.
It's exactly like in the other world. The exact same Kienzan, the same second, the same Piccolo stepping in front. Except here it's my fault.
And something breaks. Not his mind, not his will. Something deeper, a barrier, a ceiling. The invisible wall that every Super Saiyan carries within without knowing. The one that separates gold from the rest. Gohan's aura explodes. Not golden. Not the gold of Super Saiyan. Something else. The gold contracts, condenses, becomes more intense, harder, as if light itself were becoming solid. White arcs of electricity crackle around his body, streaking the air like miniature lightning bolts. His hair rises higher, stiffer, a single front of golden flames, not the supple locks of Super Saiyan. His green eyes become colder, harder, and his power doesn't climb gradually, it jumps, from one plateau to another, like a switch being flipped. The ground around him fractures in a circle, boulders lift and float. Pan, 3 meters away, is pushed back by the pressure of the aura. Super Saiyan 2.
That's not Super Saiyan. It's above. The density of the aura is completely different. The electrical arcs, that's energy overflowing from the body. There's too much for the normal form to contain. He broke through the ceiling.
Gohan straightens, Goku still on his shoulder, but now Goku's weight is nothing. His strength has changed scale. He looks through the smoke, and the 2 cyborgs somewhere behind that curtain. He can't sense them through ki, but he hears them. Every step, every rustle of fabric, every vibration in the ground. His senses have become something else.
Pan, stay behind me.
Gohan advances, Goku on his shoulder, the crackling aura around him, white lightning streaking the air with each step. He wipes his eyes with the back of his hand, Pan beside him.
Through the dissipating smoke,
20 seconds of smoke curtain.
time is almost up. The dust settles, and when it clears, Krillin and Chi-Chi will see everything. The survivors, the direction of escape, the position of every remaining target. Gohan knows he can share the work with Creditor within to the company. He can share the work was only a biggest project in an overlocate and built. Very time to them, and he can scare us everything. He can't carry Goku and fight. He can't flee with Goku and outrun Cyborgs. There's only one solution.
Trunks! Trunks, can you hear me? Come back! I have the antidote for Goku!
3 kilometers away, in a crater on a mountainside, Trunks opens his eyes. Every bone screams, but Gohan's voice in his earpiece, that voice that gives orders like a commander, pulls him from the abyss. He pushes himself up, shifts to Super Saiyan by pure reflex, and flies, staggering through the air, blood all over his face, but he flies. He lands near Gohan like a missile at the end of its flight.
The antidote for Goku. Inject all of it. He'll be on his feet in 3 minutes. Take him. Take Pan. Take Bula. Teleport to the lookout. And go!
Gohan, no, you're not.
I'll hold them! Go!
Trunks looks at him. 1 second, 2. The warrior in him, the Cold Warrior, the child of Namek who learned that survival is a calculation, looks at Gohan and does the math. And the math says, obey.
Pan! Bula! On me! Now!
Gohan.
Go, Pan! I'll cover! That's what we do in this family.
Pan runs toward Trunks. She doesn't look back. If she looks back, she'll stay. And if she stays, the plan dies. Bula races down from her ridge, which is the Claude. 100 meters, doable in a few seconds. She understood on the channel that it's now or never. Her ki suppressor makes her invisible to their senses. She runs, 10 years old, legs burning, toward her brother.
Instant transmission! I'm not as good as Goku. My range is limited. But Kami's lookout! It's 1,000 kilometers. I can do it. I must do it. Find the signal, the tower, the lookout, the white tiles. Kami is gone, but the structure... Now!
White flash. Trunks, Goku, Pan, and Bula vanish. In a fraction of a second, the air cracks where they stood, a sudden void that the atmosphere rushes to fill. On the battlefield, Gohan is alone. Alone against 2 cyborgs emerging from the settling smoke summon. Krillin, impassive. Chi-Chi, furious. He can't win. He's known it from the start. He never intended to win. He intends to last.
3 minutes. That's the antidote's window. 3 minutes and Goku wakes up there. 3 minutes and they're safe. I don't need to beat them. I don't even need to touch them. I just need them to not look up for 3 minutes.
You! Where's the other one? The blue-haired bastard. Where?
They used a teleportation technique. 4 signatures vanished simultaneously. The blue-haired girl, the injured boy, priority target Goku, and... you stayed. Why?
For this!
Gohan opens his hands. His ki, everything he has left, converges at a single point between his palms. Not an attack. Not a Kamehameha. Taioken! A detonation of pure light. White. Blinding. Total. As if the sun had exploded 3 meters from Krillin and Chi-Chi. The Taioken, the solar flare, deals no physical damage. 0. It's a technique of spectacle, diversion, escape. In a serious fight, it's a coward's technique. It's also the technique that has saved more warriors' lives than any attack in the history of Earth.
Ah! My eyes! What the?
The Taioken. I wouldn't have seen that coming. He's gone.
Gohan used the 10 seconds. He ran. Not to flee far, just far enough to vanish from immediate line of sight. To hide. To suppress his ki. To become invisible among the rocks and craters of the devastated battlefield. Krillin doesn't pursue. Not immediately. Because Krillin, the analyst, the strategist, the cold machine, has already understood something else.
The teleportation. 4 people. Direction vertical. Upward. Kami's lookout.
The white tiles of the lookout. Empty. Silent. Kami's throne. Empty too, now that Kami has vanished with Piccolo. A white flash, and 4 bodies appear. Trunks collapses to his knees, Goku rolling off his shoulder onto the tiles. Pan stumbles. Bulma catches herself at the edge of the platform.
The auto-injector. Pan, hold his torso down.
Do it.
Trunks drives the injector hard into the center of Goku's chest. A pneumatic hiss, and the purple liquid is propelled directly into his bloodstream. Goku's body arches once, convulses, then calms. 3 minutes. That's the window future Bulma indicated. 3 minutes for the antidote to neutralize the virus, repair the damaged cardiac tissue, and restart a normal rhythm.
His rhythm is stabilizing. 150, 130, 110. It's working.
Pan, someone's coming up. Fast!
On her mother's scanner, a red dot moves vertically at terrifying speed.
Velocity, he'll be here in less than 2 minutes.
It's Krillin. He detected the teleportation. We don't have 3 minutes.
Silence. Pan looks at Trunks. Trunks looks at Pan. Bulma looks at both of them. And the same calculation runs through 3 brains simultaneously.
If Goku wakes up in time, he can teleport us further. Much further. His instant transmission range is interstellar.
But if he doesn't wake up before Krillin arrives,
We're dead.
Goku's pulse, 95 beats per minute, dropping. The virus is retreating. The tissues are regenerating. But his brain is still plunged into reparative coma. On Bulma's scanner, the red dot climbs. 1 kilometer, 2, 3.
90 seconds.
Goku, wake up, please.
if he gets here before Dad wakes up, I hold him. You, Pan, take Bulma and jump off the lookout. Fly as far as...
Trunks? No, you won't last 5 seconds against Krillin in that state.
Then I'll last 5 seconds.
60 seconds. The wind whistles across the lookout. The white tiles are cold under Pan's knees. Goku doesn't move. 45 seconds.
He's not waking up. Pam, he's not waking up.
His key is there. It's coming back. It just needs...
30 seconds. The red dot on the scanner is visible to the naked eye now. A point in the sky below, growing.
Ah! Goku! Now or never!
And beneath Pan's hand, Goku's chest rises, deeply, like the first breath of a drowning man reaching the surface. His eyes open, all at once, black, clear, present.
Where are we?
Goku looks at Pan, this child he's known for only 3 years, but who speaks with the voice of a general. Then he looks at Trunks, his son, standing at the edge of the void, ready to die for them. Then Bulma, his daughter, 10 years old, trembling but not crying. And something in Goku's brain, that simple, pure brain that doesn't understand complicated plans, but always understands the moment, clicks.
Master Kaio. Master Kaio, I know you're out there.
15 seconds. The red dot is 500 meters below, rising.
Ah! Dad! No!
Found him.
Goku opens his eyes, grabs Trunks' arm. Trunks grabs Pan. Pan grabs Bulma.
Gohan. Vegeta. Raditz. I promise you.
White flash. Krillin lands on the lookout tiles 3 seconds later. His feet touch the white stone. His eyes sweep the platform. Empty. Completely empty. Not a single key signature within 1,000 kilometers. Not on Earth, not in the atmosphere, not in the solar system.
Instant transmission. Interstellar range. You're full of surprises, Goku.
Tiny planet. At the far end of Snake Way, in the other world. A planet no bigger than a house, with a single tree and gravity 10 times that of Earth. 4 people appear at once. Goku, Trunks, Pan, Bulma. They fall. The gravity crushes them. Bulma collapses immediately.
Pan drops to her knees. Trunks staggers. Only Goku stays standing. He knows this gravity. He's felt it before.
What? Goku? How did you... What the... Why are there 4 living people on my planet?
Master Kaio, I need your help. Earth has fallen.
On Earth. 4 minutes earlier, the battlefield. When Krillin took pitch in afternoon, when they mainly one long trumpo with Krillin looks black Rupins looking for Metalliton. And she checked the bitter reason with pretty better. When Krillin is a losin, the battlefield is not recently too papal. And the battlefield, shadow. Gohan emerges from the rocks. His Super Saiyan 2 extinguishes. His body can't maintain it. His muscles tremble. Blood runs from his nose, from his ears. But his legs hold, and his mind is clear. 4 minutes. That's how long he estimates before Krillin returns. Maybe less. He runs. Raditz first. 300 meters south, in a crater where the Kakusandon hurled him, unconscious, breathing shallow, 3 ribs caved in, right shoulder dislocated, blood everywhere, but alive. Gohan pulls a small metallic disc from his belt, flat, black, 5 centimeters in diameter, the key suppressor, future Bulla's technology, refined by present Bulla, the same model Bulla wore on the ridge. He presses it against the back of Revincial. Let's check make a Simproach Baloo appear. An imperceptible click, and Raditz's key signature, that flame any sensor could detect from 100 kilometers, vanishes, as if Raditz no longer existed.
1.
Vegeta next. Against the cliff face where Chi-Chi sent him, his body is bent at a bad angle, blood at his mouth, but the Saiyan heart beats, stubborn, furious, refusing to stop even when everything else has given out. Suppressor, click. Signature, Jimtur 4250s same together. Vegeta next, against the cliff face where Chi-Chi sent him. Signature, 0.
2.
C-18 is farther out, 500 meters east, half buried under a section of cliff the Kakusandon collapsed. Her shield protected her from the worst, but she took the explosion in the back. Her left arm no longer responds. She's conscious, barely. Her eyes open when Gohan kneels in front of her.
You doing?
I'm hiding you. Don't move. No suppressor for you. You don't emit ki. Krillin can't sense you, but if he sees you, it's over.
My brother?
No.
3 survivors hidden, 2 signatures erased. The third never had one. Gohan heads back to the center of the battlefield. He passes Piccolo's body, sliced open, motionless, the purple blood no longer flowing. He doesn't stop. If he stops, he'll never start again. Passes C-16's vitrified crater, a few metal fragments, nothing to hide, nothing to save. He passes C-17, dead, eyes open, staring at the sky. The Kakusandon finished what the fight against Chi-Chi had started. His already shattered body couldn't absorb the 4 spheres. Gohan kneels, presses 2 fingers against C-17's eyelids, closes them.
You protected Pan. I won't forget.
Last step. Gohan activates his own suppressor, the one he's worn for 3 years, sewn into the collar of his gi by future Bulla, the day she told him, if everything fails, become invisible. His signature vanishes. He slips between 2 rock formations halfway between the 3 hiding spots, lies down in the dust, breathes slowly, becomes nothing. 30 seconds later, the sound of a body cleaving the air at high speed. Krillin returns. Krillin lands at the center of the battlefield. His feet raise a cloud of gray dust. His eyes sweep the terrain, methodical, precise, sector by sector. Key scan, nothing. No living signature within a 10-kilometer radius. 0. Passes C-16's crater. Notes the absence of recoverable debris. At C-17, 2.
Shame. He had potential. Vegeta, Raditz, 18. The Tall Unknown. No trace, no key, no bodies. Instant transmission! Goku retrieved them all before leaving. Multi-target range across several hundred meters. Impressive.
Chi-Chi returns, lands beside Krillin, empty-handed, furious.
Bulma's children have disappeared. I can't sense them anywhere.
Instant transmission. He took everything. The children, the wounded, the cyborg. Priority target has escaped, but the Namekian is dead. Which means...
What?
The Dragon Balls! Kami is linked to Piccolo. Piccolo is dead. Kami is dead. There are no more Dragon Balls on Earth. No more resurrection. No more second chances. Every death is permanent now. Goku will come back. They always come back. And when he does, he'll have no safety net.
Krillin and Chi-Chi take off. Two black silhouettes against the twilight sky. The red ribbon emblem fading westward. The battlefield falls silent again. The wind blows across the craters. Dust settles on the dead. 10 minutes pass. 20. An hour. Gohan doesn't move. Not until he's absolutely certain. Not until every vibration in the air has gone silent. Not until the last echo of cybernetic ki has vanished beyond the horizon. Then he opens his eyes. Around him, in the crevices, under the boulders, buried in the dust, two suppressors blink silently in the falling night. 3 hearts beat. Earth has fallen. The Dragon Balls no longer exist. Piccolo is dead. C-17 is dead. C-16 sacrificed himself. Goku is somewhere among the stars. But Gohan is here. Raditz is here. Vegeta is here. C-18 is here. And somewhere on Pan's belt, at the far end of the galaxy, a terminal holds the keys to Krillin and Chi-Chi's prison. Gohan stands. The night is cold. He has 3 wounded to wake, 0 allies within reach, and a hostile world in every direction. He starts walking toward Raditz, the closest, the first to bring out of the shadows. The equation is broken. Bulla's plan has failed. Victory is impossible. But 4 hearts beat in the dust. And Gohan, 16 years old, unstable Super Saiyan 2, sole guardian of 3 shattered lives on a field of the dead. Gohan begins to count the options. The battlefield is cold. Night has just fallen. There is no wind, as if the atmosphere itself were holding its breath after what happened. 4 hearts beat in the dust. That's all that remains of Earth's defense. 20 minutes after Krillin and Chi-Chi's departure. The battlefield looks like a bombed cemetery. Craters, vitrified rocks, shreds of torn earth. Piccolo's body lies where he fell. C-17's body is covered in dust. C-16's crater is nothing more than a circle of molten glass. And between the rocks, in the cracks, beneath the rubble, the living. C-18 is the first to move. Not because she heals faster, her body is human, modified by Gero but human, and it suffers like any body. But her infinite energy reactor never stopped running, keeping her cells active even when the pain should have immobilized her. Her left arm no longer responds, but her legs work. Her brain works, and when you don't need sleep to recover, you're the first one standing. She pulls herself free from the rubble, sits up, looks around in the darkness, and for 30 seconds, she does nothing. She listens.
Silence. No cybernetic engine within 100 meters. No vibration in the ground. They're gone. 17 is dead. I felt it. No. I didn't feel it. I knew it. When the shockwave threw me and I turned around, he was gone. Just silence where there had been someone.
She closes her eyes, opens them again. No tears, no trembling, just a void settling somewhere behind her ribcage. She stands. Her left arm hangs useless, a severed nerve, a torn tendon, repairable, but not now. She walks between the craters. Her eyes pierce the darkness effortlessly, one of the rare advantages of Gero's modifications. She finds Gohan 50 meters away, lying in a rock fissure, the ki suppressor blinking at his neck, awake, motionless. His eyes open in the dark, two green points that fix on her as she approaches. C-18 stops 3 meters away.
You're alive.
Gohan slowly sits up. Every muscle protests.
Yes, they've been gone for 20 minutes. You're the first one up. Good. I need help with the other two.
C-18 looks at him. That coldness that never leaves her, even now.
Why would I help you?
Gohan looks back at her. No anger, no pleading. Just the flat voice of a field commander.
Because your brother died protecting us. And if we all die here tonight, he'll have died for nothing.
C-18 doesn't answer. She doesn't nod. She doesn't say yes. She turns on her heel and walks toward the spot Gohan indicates with his chin, the crevice where Raditz is hidden. It's enough. Raditz first. C-18 pulls him from the rocks with a single arm. His body is a map of pain. 3 caved-in ribs, dislocated shoulder, bruises on every visible inch of skin. But his heart beats, strong, stubborn. A Saiyan heart that refuses the very idea of stopping. Gohan kneels beside him, and for a moment, a single moment, the field commander disappears, and it's a son looking at his father.
Dad, in my world, you died fighting Chi-Chi. You stood your ground even when all was lost. You raised me. You taught me to clench my fists before I learned to walk. Not here. Not this time.
Vegeta next. Farther away, against the cliff. C-18 carries him on her good shoulder like a sack of grain. No gentleness, no care. Vegeta groans in unconsciousness. Something in his spine grinds when she sets him on the ground beside Raditz. The two Saiyans are laid out in the dust. 2 broken bodies. 2 warriors reduced to the state of parcels. Gohan kneels between the two and pulls something from his belt.
The last sensu.
A single bean. The very last one. The one Gohan had kept sewn into the lining of his belt for 3 years. The absolute emergency protocol that future Bula had demanded. Korin's tower is somewhere to the north, intact perhaps, or perhaps not. Gohan doesn't know. Korin grows senzus with geological slowness, months, sometimes years, for a single bean. And even if the tower still stands, going there means flying in the open for hours, with no suppressor for Korin on an Earth where Krillin patrols. The risk is absolute. The reward is a bean in 6 months. 1 senzu, 2 dying men. Gohan looks at the bean in his palm, then Raditz, then Vegeta.
1. 2 critical casualties. Survival odds without treatment. Raditz has maybe 6 hours with those caved-in ribs. Vegeta. 4. The sensu heals 1 completely. The other dies. Unless I split it.
Gohan pulls a small combat knife from his boot. A Namekian blade, steel forged by Piccolo 2 years ago, fine enough to split a hair lengthwise. He places the bean on a flat stone, aligns the blade, and cuts, cleanly, 2 exactly equal halves.
A half senzu doesn't heal completely. It closes critical wounds, hemorrhages, open fractures, perforated organs, but it doesn't restore energy. It doesn't rebuild muscle. It keeps you alive without putting you back on your feet. It's enough. For now, survival is enough.
He opens Raditz's jaw, slides the half bean between his teeth. Raditz's fingers, by pure Saiyan reflex, chew, swallow. Immediate but partial effect. The caved-in ribs snap back into place with a dull crack. The shoulder resets. The bruises fade but don't disappear. Raditz's breathing stabilizes, shifts from shallow and wheezing to deep and steady. His eyes open, slowly, like a man emerging from a nightmare only to discover that reality is worse.
Piccolo!
Dead. Krillin's Kienzan.
Raditz says nothing. His eyes close. Not unconsciousness, something worse. A pain that isn't physical, that can't be healed with a sensu. Piccolo, his combat partner for 3 years, the man who had stood at his side through every ambush, every retreat, every sleepless night, the man who had taken the Kienzan in Gohan's place.
He stepped in front, without hesitating, without looking at me, as if it were obvious, as if protecting Gohan was worth more than his own life. 3 years fighting side by side, 3 years covering his back and him covering mine. And at the moment it mattered, at the only moment that truly mattered, I wasn't even close enough to hold him back!
Vegeta. The second half. Gohan slides it between his teeth. Same reflex, same partial effect. The vertebral fractures stabilize, the internal bleeding seals. Vegeta's heart, that proud heart that only knows how to beat to prove something, resumes a stable rhythm. And when his eyes open, there is no confusion, no drifting, just a cold, immediate, absolute rage. Vegeta tries to sit up. His arms shake. His legs refuse to bear his weight, and he falls back onto one knee.
I'm going to kill her! I'm going to kill her!
Sit down.
Vegeta turns his head toward Gohan, and the rage seeks a closer target.
Don't give me orders, kid! I am the Prince of...
You are the prince of a race with 7 representatives left, 3 of whom are here, broken, in the dark, hiding from 2 cyborgs who swept us aside in 5 minutes. Sit down, Vegeta. We don't have time for ego.
Silence. Vegeta looks at Gohan. And something in that gaze, that strategic coldness, that total absence of fear or deference, silences him. Not because he's convinced, because his body can't stand up, because his legs refuse. And that helplessness, that physical helplessness before a teenager who speaks like a general, is the greatest humiliation he has ever suffered.
One exchange. A single exchange. And Chi-Chi eliminated me. Like an insect. Like Nappa against Goku. Like me against Frieza. The first time. I spent 3 years in that gravity room. I reached Super Saiyan. And it means nothing! Not against 18! Not against Chi-Chi! Nothing!
His fists tremble in the dust.
What am I, if even my transformation has no value?
Gohan doesn't let anyone linger. No time. He takes inventory in 30 seconds. 4 survivors, none combat ready, 0 allies within reach, 2 enemies somewhere in the night sky. Gohan speaks on the radio channel, micro earpiece, encrypted frequency.
Bulma, can you hear me?
Static. Silence. Then...
Gohan, you're alive?
Alive. Raditz and Vegeta too. C-18 too. 4 of us on the ground with active suppressors. What's your situation?
Tights and Yamcha are with me. We're in the Capsule Corp underground bunker, sub-level 3, west sector. The anti-key shielding is active. We're invisible.
Good. We're coming to you. Total radio silence from now on. We only communicate in person. Gohan, out.
He cuts the communication, turns to the other 3. C-18, standing, one arm hanging. Raditz, sitting, eyes empty. Vegeta, on his knees, trembling with rage.
We move. Now. No flying. We stay on the ground. No key. Suppressors stay active. We walk. 60 kilometers west. Covered terrain, leaving no trace. C-18, you take point. You're the only one who emits no signature. If Krillin is patrolling, you'll see him before he sees you.
C-18 looks at him for a second, then turns on her heel without a word, heading west.
Raditz, can you walk?
Raditz rises, slowly, painfully, but standing.
I can walk.
Vegeta?
Vegeta stands up by sheer will. His legs waver, his arms tremble, but he stands by the sole force of his broken pride.
Don't ask me if I can walk. Walk.
They walk. 4 silhouettes in the night. C-18 in the lead, 30 meters ahead, silent as a ghost. Gohan behind her, carrying the weight of every decision. Raditz, heavy-footed, eyes on the ground, looking at nothing, because everything he could see would remind him of what he's lost. And Vegeta. Vegeta who stumbles, who refuses help, who falls twice and gets up twice without anyone touching him, because no one dares. 60 kilometers on foot, no flying, no key, in the dark. Through a world where the enemy reigns. It takes 7 hours. 7 hours of silent marching. 7 hours during which no one speaks. The only sounds are footsteps, breathing, and the grinding of Vegeta's cracked armor against his half-mended ribs. At dawn, they reach the bunker. The Capsule Corp underground bunker, sub-level 3, west sector. A survival installation that Bulma had built 2 years earlier.
just in case. Anti-key shielding on every wall. Autonomous generator, 6 months of reserves. No comfort, concrete, fluorescent lights, cots. The armored door opens. Bulma is behind it. Dark circles under her eyes, hands clasped together. Behind her, tights, Yamcha. Bulma sees Gohan, then Raditz, then Vegeta, then C-18. Her voice breaks mid-sentence.
You're all...
Gohan enters, sits down immediately against the wall, closes his eyes for a second, just a second of release, before becoming the commander again.
Alive. Not whole, but alive.
Bulma sees Raditz, her brother-in-law, the warrior she took in 7 years ago, nursed, fed, welcomed into her family. He's standing, but barely. His face is gray. His eyes meet no one's.
Raditz.
Raditz raises a hand, not to push her away, to stop her.
Piccolo is dead. C-17 is dead. C-16 blew himself up to give us 20 seconds. That's all I have to say for now, Bulma.
Tights is there too, standing against the back wall, arms crossed, face closed off. She watches Raditz, and in her eyes, something more complex than worry. Restrained terror. Tenderness she doesn't yet know how to name. She says nothing. She doesn't approach. Not in front of the others. But her eyes never leave Raditz. And when he passes her to sit on a cot, her hand grazes his arm. 1/10 of a second, and Raditz closes his eyes. Yamcha is sitting in a corner, hands between his knees, glazed stare. He hasn't spoken since arriving at the bunker. He saw Chi-Chi on that hill. He saw the woman he loved, the woman he let go, the woman he never went after. He saw her become something he doesn't recognize. And C-18 enters, the cyborg, the former enemy. One arm hanging, face expressionless, blue eyes sweeping the room once, then fixing on the wall farthest from everyone. She sits on the floor, in the corner opposite Yamcha, alone, and says nothing more. Here they are, Earth's 7 survivors. A 16-year-old who comes from a dead future, a broken Saiyan who just lost his combat partner, a prince without a throne who can't stand without trembling, a cyborg who just lost her brother, a scientist whose husband is somewhere in the stars, a writer who refuses to show what she feels, and a warrior who watched the love of his life try to kill children. Together, in a bunker, in silence. Gohan looks at them all, and in his commander's mind, a calculation takes shape. Cold, precise, relentless.
4 fighters, none combat ready. 0 intel on Krillin and Chi-Chi's position. Earth's Dragon Balls are dead. Goku, Trunks, Pan, and Bula. Their key signatures vanished all at once. Instant transmission, probably. They're somewhere. Alive, I hope, but out of reach. We wait, we heal, and we pray that Goku, wherever he is, finds a plan before the cyborgs find this bunker.
Master Kaio's planet, Otherworld. A small sphere of greenery, no bigger than a house, with a tree, grass, and gravity 10 times that of Earth. The arrival is brutal. 4 bodies materialize on Kaio's grass in a white flash. Goku drops to his knees immediately. The virus is purged, but his body is drained. His muscles only half responsive. Trunks catches him by the shoulder before he collapses. Bula is standing, C-16's terminal clutched to her chest. Pan is beside her, eyes already scanning the environment, soldier's reflex. Goku doesn't take time to recover. He doesn't even look at where he is. His first thought, his only thought, is Earth. Goku is on his knees in the grass, panting, the cold sweat of the virus still on his skin.
Bulma, Raditz, Gohan, are they... Master Kaio, are they...
Kaio stands on the porch of his small house, arms crossed. He has already turned his senses toward Earth. He knows.
Goku, breathe. Listen to me.
Goku tries to stand. His legs refuse.
I have to go back! Bulma is still out there! I need to!
Dad, you can't stand. If you teleport now, you appear in front of Krillin unable to lift your arms. And you die.
Goku looks at him, and in his eyes, not understanding, pain.
The pain of a man who knows his son is right and hates every word of it.
Your friends are alive, Goku. All of them. Gohan, Raditz, Vegeta, C-18. They're hidden with ki suppressors. Krillin and Chi-Chi believe you teleported them all away with you. That's the best news I have. The rest is worse.
Kaio paces on his little patch of lawn, hands behind his back, like a general before a map.
Piccolo is dead. So Kami is dead. So Earth's Dragon Balls are rocks. No more terrestrial resurrection. No more wishes. No more safety net. C-16 sacrificed himself. C-17 is dead. Your ground forces are Gohan, Raditz, Vegeta, and C-18, all wounded, without Senzus, without replacement allies. And you, Goku, your virus is purged, but your body needs at least 2 weeks of recovery before it can handle Super Saiyan and full-power Kaioken.
Goku listens. Each word hits like a punch.
Piccolo. He died protecting Trunks. Then Gohan. He died protecting both my children. And the Dragon Balls died with him. We can't bring him back. Not from Earth.
Pan hears those words. Both my children. Something tightens behind her eyes.
Both his children. Gohan isn't your son, Goku. He's Raditz's.
Pan opens her mouth, closes it. Her eyes seek Goku's for a second, then look away. This isn't the time. Not here, not now.
Gohan knows how to handle this kind of situation. I'm sure he'll find a solution.
Trunks raises his head. He was listening to every word.
Earth no longer has Dragon Balls, but Namek does.
Goku turns toward him. Trunks stands slowly. His ribs protest, but he ignores them.
Purunga. 3 wishes. New Namek is somewhere in the galaxy. Grand Elder Guru is still alive. Purunga extended his lifespan years ago. The balls are active. Dad, you can teleport us there with IT.
Instant transmission. Interstellar range. Goku learned it from the Yard Rats, the ability to teleport to any key signature, provided he can detect it. But New Namek is on the other side of the galaxy, too far, even for Goku's senses. Goku closes his eyes, searching, forcing his senses across space.
I can't find anything. It's too far. I can't lock onto a KI at that distance.
Come here.
Kaio approaches Goku and tilts his head.
Put your hand on my shoulder. My antenna pick up Kai signatures across the entire galaxy. You just need to tap in.
Goku places his hand on Kaio's shoulder. He closes his eyes, and suddenly, as if someone had opened a door in his mind, the universe expands.
I feel them. The Namekians. It's there. Far. Incredibly far. But it's there. Yes. I can take us there.
Pan has been listening from the start, sitting under the tree with Bulma, C-16's terminal on her lap. She raises her head.
Wait, before we leave, we need to define exactly what we ask Purunga. We only have 3 wishes, and we have at least 4 problems.
Problem 1. We're not strong enough to beat Krillin. Even in a powerful form that seemed to have surpassed Super Saiyan, Gohan only slowed down one of the 2 cyborgs. We need training. A lot of training, in a short time frame.
Our data is obsolete. C-22 and C-23 were upgraded based on our fights against Cold and our years of preparation. By my estimates, Krillin and Chi-Chi are far stronger than in my timeline. Far stronger. With that new form and his higher base from 3 years of training, Gohan should have at least scared Chi-Chi, but it wasn't even enough. Gero used everything we built against us. We're fighting our own progress. Problem 2. We have no terrestrial Dragon Balls to resurrect Piccolo. Purunga could do it, but that costs a wish.
Problem 3. Krillin and Chi-Chi are not enemies. They're prisoners. Dr. Gero reprogrammed them. If we kill them, we kill 2 innocents.
Bulma lifts C-16's terminal.
C-16 gave us the neural reconditioning protocols from Gero. The key to freeing them is in here, but we need a way to apply it.
Goku sits up. Despite the fatigue, despite the virus that drained his body, Goku's combat brain fires up.
Wait, for the training, the short time frame, there's the Room of Spirit and Time at the Lookout. 1 year inside for 1 day outside. If we go in, we can...
We can't. The Lookout is on Earth. It has no anti-key shielding. The moment one of us sets foot up there and releases even a breath of energy, Krillin will be there in 20 seconds. That's problem 4. The solution exists, but access is locked.
Trunks stands with arms crossed, and suddenly, something lights up in his eyes. Not a flash of genius, more the click of a mechanism engaging.
Namek! Dende is on Namek!
Dende?
Dende, the little Namekian, the healer, the one who healed Raditz and Vegeta on the old Namek. Dad, if we have access to the Room of Spirit and Time, and we have Dende waiting outside, we can push the Kaioken beyond all human limits. Destroy our muscles. Come out. Get healed by Dende instantly. Go back inside. Start again. Each destruction healing cycle triggers a Zenkai boost. It's the same principle as Mom's gravity room, but more brutal. Dende replaces the Senzus. He doesn't tire. He doesn't wear out. He heals infinitely.
You mean we go in, train until we break ourselves, come out, Dende heals us, and we start over? Again and again?
Exactly. Dozens of cycles. Hundreds if we can hold out. In 1 year of the room, 1 day outside, we can stack enough Zenkais to catch up to the Cyborgs level. And the room has no cycle limit as long as we exit and re-enter.
The Zenkai Boost. The physiological ability of Saiyans, after nearly dying and being healed, their base power permanently increases. It's the mechanism that propelled Goku from average warrior to galactic terror. It's the mechanism Vegeta exploited on Namek, getting himself injured on purpose to come back stronger. But the Zenkai always had a cost. Senzus. Rare, limited. Every being counts. Every healing is a gamble. Dende changes the equation. Dende heals without limit. Dende doesn't tire out. Dende is a living Zenkai machine.
It's a brilliant plan, but the problem Pan raised remains. The lookout is inaccessible, and this time there won't be C-16's smokescreen to hide you.
Silence. Trunks' plan shatters against reality like a wave against a rock. Except, Pan's face changes. Slowly. The 11-year-old who commanded battlefields, who killed King Cold, who was raised by Ghost in a world in ruins, that little girl just found a door.
Master Kaio, you said the door to the room is at the lookout.
That's correct. But the room itself, it isn't at the lookout. Is it?
No! The Room of Spirit and Time is a separate dimension. The lookout is merely the access point.
Then we don't need the lookout. We need another access point. We use Purunga. We don't ask him to create a Room of Spirit and Time. That's beyond his power. We ask him to create a portal, a permanent spatial rift here on Namek that connects directly to the existing room. A back door.
Silence. Then Bulla, present Bulla, 10 years old, Bulma's brain, raises her head, and her eyes shine. Bulla jumps to her feet, C-16's terminal clutched to her.
That's a hack! A real hack! Purunga can't create a temporal dimension ex nihilo. That's beyond dragon magic. But creating a spatial portal between two existing points, that's enhanced teleportation! That's within his scope! We circumvent the limit instead of breaking it!
You just turned Purunga into a back door!
C-16 gave us the key to Krillin. Purunga gives us the door. All we need are loopholes.
Kaio looks at Pan, then Bulla, then Pan again.
These two. One comes from a dead future, and the other is 10. And they just solved in 30 seconds a problem it would have taken me a week to formulate. All right, I'll grant you the viability of your plan. Purunga can create a portal. It's within his capabilities. But before you leave, let me look at you, both of you, standing side by side.
Pan and Bulla stand, place themselves next to each other. And Master Kaio, the martial god, the observer of universes, the one whose eyes read ki like an open book, examines them. Same height. Pan is 11, Bulla is 10, but they have the exact same stature, 1.35 meters, slender build, narrow shoulders, legs long for their age. Pan has short blue hair, Bulla has long blue hair. Their faces are almost the same bone structure, the same forehead, the same almond eyes. Almost. Pan has a slightly sharper chin, slightly harder features, the gaze of someone who has seen too much. Bulla has Goku's jaw and Bulma's eyes, something softer, more open. But their key...
Kaio narrows his eyes and adjusts his glasses.
Goku, come look at this!
Goku approaches, curious.
Look at their Kai signatures! Close your eyes and look!
Goku closes his eyes, concentrates, and his eyebrows rise.
Huh? That's...
nearly identical! The texture, the frequency, the natural amplitude, everything matches at 97%! There aren't two warriors on planet Earth with a similarity gap that small!
It makes sense. Pan is the biological daughter of Bulla, future Bulla. Her Saiyan DNA comes directly from Bulla. Her ki carries the same genetic imprint. It's like comparing a mother's voice to her daughter's. The harmonics are nearly the same. Kaio turns to Goku, and in his eyes, something lights up. The gaze of a martial god who has just seen a door open.
There is a technique, ancient, developed by a people called the Metamals. Warriors who were weak individually, but who compensated by inventing the most perfect fusion method in the universe. The Metamal Fusion Dance. Two warriors fuse into one for 30 minutes. A single body, a single consciousness, a power that exceeds the sum of both parts. But it only works if the two bodies are perfectly compatible. Same height, same mass, and above all, same ki level at the moment of fusion. These two are the perfect candidates. If Bulla raises her power to her maximum and Pan lowers hers to match, their fusion would create a warrior who could, in theory, hold their own against Krillin.
Two people in one? And you know this technique, Master Kaio?
I am the martial god of the North Quadrant, Goku. I know every combat technique in this galaxy. I can't execute them. My body is a disaster, but I can teach them.
My mother. The 10-year-old version of the woman who created me, who used her own DNA to give me life, who designed me as a weapon. And now we confuse, because we're the same person at 97%. 97. That's interesting. I'm not her clone. I have a father, a human. His DNA is in me, somewhere. But Bulla's Saiyan DNA was so dominant that it took over. Almost everything I am comes from her. And the 3% that remain, that's him. That's all he left me. But it's enough for me not to be a copy. It's ironic. She was right, but not in the way she imagined. We share the same blood, the same ki. That's why the compatibility is so high.
Pan is my sister. We have the same father. Of course our ki is similar. It's logical. But at 97%? That's more than sisters. That's almost twins. It's strange, but if it gives us a weapon, I won't ask questions. It will work. The Metamal Fusion Dance. We'll master it.
In the future, the older Bulla, you, older, once told Raditz that my raw potential was superior to his and Trunks. Raditz replied that it was impossible, that Trunks at 10 was the most talented warrior he'd ever seen. She answered, "That's because you're comparing talent to potential. Talent is what you do with what you have. Potential is what you could do if someone removed the ceiling." You too, Bulla. Your potential is there. We just haven't figured out how to remove the ceiling yet.
Goku looks at both of them, and despite everything, despite the deaths and the fear and the earth burning behind them, that smile. That Goku smile that sees something beautiful in the impossible.
Good. Do we have a plan?
We have a plan. New Namek, 3 wishes from Purunga. Then, the Room of Spirit and Time through the back door. Training with Dende and Zenkai cycles. And Pan and Bulla learn the Metamal Fusion Dance.
Goku nods, then places 2 fingers on his forehead.
Then let's go. Everyone, hold on.
Trunks grabs Goku's shoulder. Pan catches Trunks' arm. Bulma catches Pan's hand. Master Kaio, from his porch, raises a hand in farewell, and his face, for the first time, is serious.
4 kids and an idiot. That's all that's left. They have a chance. A slim one, but this is Goku. Slim chances are his specialty.
White flash. Kaio's planet becomes silent again. A tree. Grass. An otherworld cricket resuming its song. And on the other side of the galaxy, 4 silhouettes appear under a green sky with 3 suns. New Namek. Emerald green sky. Blue grass. 3 suns dancing in the celestial vault like eyes that never close. The air is gentle, lighter than Earth's, laden with a humidity that smells of ancient lakes and living stones. Goku, Trunks, Pan, and Bulma appear in the center of a Namekian village. Dome-shaped houses, white and rounded, surround a polished stone square. Namekian children, small, green, with eyes like black lakes, stop playing and stare at the 4 arrivals in silent astonishment. And there, emerging from a house with the curiosity of a 5-year-old but the gaze of a born healer, Dende. Small, green, antennae trembling with excitement. He hasn't grown. Namekians at that age grow slowly, but his eyes have changed, deeper, wiser, as if he had absorbed the pain of a dead planet and a rebuilt planet in a single breath.
Goku! Trunks! How did you?
Goku kneels before Dende, smiling, tender and sincere. The smile belonging to the man who remembers a little Namekian who had the courage to heal him on an alien battlefield.
Hey Dende, we need your help.
It takes an hour to explain everything. The village elders assemble. Mori, the village chief, spiritual successor to Guru, listens in silence, arms crossed, face grave. Goku explains. The Earth, the Cyborgs, Krillin and Chi-Chi, the massacre, the dead, the survivors, the plan. When he finishes, the silence lasts 30 seconds.
You need Purunga.
3 wishes. And we need Dende, too, for the training. We have a plan to become strong enough, but it depends on his healing ability.
I'm coming! Of course I'm coming!
Mori looks at Dende, then Goku, then sighs.
The boy has made his decision, and Purunga will answer you. The Dragon Balls are ready. But Goku, the dragon's wishes have limits. Don't ask the impossible.
The 7 Namekian Dragon Balls are assembled. Laid in a circle on the village square, under the triple sun, they pulse, an orange glow, deep, alive, that resonates in the bones like a cosmic heartbeat. Mori raises his arms. The Namekian incantation, ancient, guttural, charged with 1,000 years of tradition, rings through the green air. The sky darkens, the 3 suns dim. The clouds twist into a spiral, and from the center of the 7 spheres, a light. Purunga emerges, massive, colossal, a dragon of light and muscle, who unfolds his arms like the wings of a cathedral. His torso is a living mountain. His eyes, red, ancient, omniscient, loom over the 5 tiny creatures at his feet with the patience of a being who has existed longer than the concept of time.
Speak. You have 3 wishes. Choose wisely.
Pan steps forward. 12 years old, blue hair, calm face, C-16's terminal in one hand and notes in the other. She looks up at a dragon 100 times her size and doesn't blink.
Purunga, before we state our wishes, I have questions. Can you create a room of spirit and time?
No. The dimension of spirit and time was created by forces beyond my jurisdiction. I cannot create what belongs to another plane of existence.
Second question. Can you erase Dr. Gero's programming from Krillin and Chi-Chi's minds?
No. Dr. Gero's neural reconditioning is not magic. It is technology implanted directly into the cerebral cortex through surgical intervention. My powers operate on the spiritual and material plane. They cannot rewrite an artificial neural network without destroying the brain that contains it.
Pan nods. Each refusal is a confirmation. Each limit is a contour. And contours draw the shape of what is possible. Pan turns to Bulma, and in that gaze, a silent language. Bulma nods. Pan turns back to Purunga.
First wish. Purunga, you cannot create the Room of Spirit and Time. We are not asking you to. The room already exists, on Earth, inside Kami's lookout. What we are asking is this. Create a permanent spatial rift here, on New Namek. A portal that connects directly to the inside of the existing Room of Spirit and Time. Not a copy, not a creation, a passage.
Purunga does not answer immediately. His red eyes narrow, his massive chin lowers by a degree. And for the first time, the very first time since the Namekians have been summoning this dragon, Purunga looks intrigued.
You are asking me to create a door. Not a room, a door.
Exactly. The room exists. The dimension exists. You create nothing new. You connect two existing points through a permanent spatial passage.
Ingenious. This wish is within my capabilities. Wish granted.
The air tears open. 10 meters from Pan, space cracks like glass. A vertical line of white light appears, widens, and stabilizes into a rectangle 2 meters tall. Through the rectangle, a white space, infinite, a flat horizon extending in every direction. The temperature filtering through is extreme, scorching heat on one side, polar cold on the other. The Room of Spirit and Time, accessible from New Namek, without going through the lookout, without setting foot on Earth. The back door.
You just hacked a dragon!
Second wish.
Pan pulls out C-16's terminal. The screen lights up, displaying Dr. Gero's neural reconditioning protocols.
Purunga, you cannot erase Gero's programming directly. We are not asking you to. What we are asking is this. From the data contained in this terminal, the neural reconditioning schematics, the interface frequencies, Gero's protocols, materialize two physical circlets, devices. Each circlet, once placed on the head of a reprogrammed subject, will emit a targeted electromagnetic surge that will short-circuit Gero's artificial neural network and restore the wearer's original consciousness. You don't rewrite the program. You create an object that does.
You use my limits as tools.
Yes.
Wish granted.
2 flashes of golden light. 2 objects materialize in Pan's hands. Circlets, thin metallic, a dark silver that pulses faintly with an internal energy. Microscopic inscriptions run along the interior. Gero's frequencies, inverted, transformed into a liberation signal. Pan examines them, turns them over, checks the internal circuits with C-16's terminal scanner. Everything matches, every frequency, every protocol. Pan lets out a breath, the first sign of tension she has shown since the beginning.
It works. The frequencies are calibrated. If we place this on Krillin and Chi-Chi's heads for 3 seconds, 3 seconds of continuous contact, Gero's network fries. Their consciousness returns.
Bulma takes one of the circlets, turning it in her hands, her child genius eyes analyzing every weld.
This is the key. C-16 gave us the blueprint. Purunga gave us the object. All that's left is to put them on their heads. The problem is that it means being within arm's reach of Krillin for 3 seconds.
Goku has been listening to all this with silent intensity. Not his usual mode, not the naive Goku who smiles at everything. The Goku who held Krillin in single combat, the Goku who saw his best friend trembling under the program.
I'll do it. He's my best friend. It's up to me to bring him back.
Goku takes both circlets from Pan's hands. He closes them in his fists with a delicacy that contrasts with the strength that could crush mountains.
3 seconds. I'll find those 3 seconds.
The third wish waits. Purunga, motionless in the green sky, watches them with the patience of a mountain. Trunks turns to Pan.
The third wish. We said resurrection of Piccolo, but is that the priority? Or do we save...
Interruption. The voice arrives like a thunderclap inside Goku's skull. Not through his ears, through the inside of his head, through the psychic nerve that Master Kaio uses to cross dimensions.
Goku! Goku, can you hear me?
Goku startles, his hand on his temple.
Master Kaio? What's...
Chi-Chi! Chi-Chi is leveling a capsule corp site on Earth! An underground building, West Sector. Goku, that's where your friends are! Gohan and the others! She doesn't know they're there. She's destroying the site out of pure hatred, but the bunker is directly underneath!
Goku's blood runs cold. Master Kaio sees everything from Otherworld. His planet is an observatory. He can turn his senses toward any point in the living universe. And since their departure, he had been watching Earth. Watching Chi-Chi wander through the sky, site by site, destroying every building bearing the Capsule Corp logo. Laboratories, warehouses, annexes, research centers. Methodically, coldly, out of pure contempt for everything Bulma has built. And today, by tragic coincidence, she reached the underground complex in the West Sector.
She started charging a blast! Goku, you have less than a minute!
Goku's face transforms. All color drains from his skin. His eyes become two black points.
Purunga! The third wish! Now! Teleport all my Earthbound allies here! To Namek! All of them! Now!
Wish granted.
7 simultaneous white flashes. 7 bodies appear on the blue grass of New Namek, hurled from an underground bunker on the other side of the galaxy with the violence of a birth. Gohan, Vegeta, Raditz, C-18, Bulma, Tights, Yamcha. They collapse on the Namekian village square like puppets with their strings cut. Total disorientation, different gravity, green light, 3 suns, a giant dragon above them. And on Earth, 4 seconds later, Chi-Chi fires. The beam strikes the ground, pierces the concrete, cuts through all 3 underground levels like a knife through butter. The bunker explodes from the inside, a fireball that erupts through ventilation shafts and service tunnels, hurling tons of concrete and steel into the night sky. There is no one inside. Chi-Chi watches the smoking ruins, shrugs, flies off toward the next site. She will never know how close she came. On New Namek, under the gaze of Purunga as he begins to dissolve into light, 7 people rise from the blue grass. Gohan is the first on his feet. His eyes sweep the environment, green sky, blue grass, fading dragon, and his field commander mind takes exactly 1 second to understand.
Purunga, you used the third wish.
Chi-Chi attacked the bunker. Master Kaio sounded the alarm. Goku used the wish to extract you. 4 seconds of margin.
4 seconds.
Bulma stands up, staggers, looks around. The green sky, the 3 suns, the Namekian faces watching them, and her brain, that brain that never sleeps, recognizes the texture of the air before even seeing the visual clues.
Namek! We're on Namek!
She turns and sees Goku, her husband, standing, alive, clear-eyed, the virus purged. Her hand rises to her mouth.
Hey, Bulma!
Bulma runs to him, hitting his chest with both fists, then holding him tight with a strength that shouldn't be possible for a power level of 2.
You idiot! You left me! You left me on Earth with Piccolo is dead, and you...
I know. I'm sorry. I always come back.
Tights. Standing in the blue grass of Namek, arms crossed, trembling but refusing to show it. Her gaze searches and finds Raditz, standing 10 meters away, face gray, eyes that won't look at her. She doesn't run to him, neither does he, but the space between them charges with something that neither of them has words for yet. Vegeta is standing, trembling with fatigue and rage. He looks around, Namekians, an alien planet, a fading dragon, and in his eyes, humiliation mingles with cold calculation.
We fled. Again. We were saved by a dragon wish. Again. Just like on old Namek. Just like every time. I refuse! I refuse to keep going like this! The next time I face that woman, Chi-Chi, the next time, she'll feel my fist before she raises hers.
C-18 is the last one standing. She gets up without help, looks around, a planet she's never seen, green creatures, A sky with 3 suns. Her face is empty. Her eyes are dry. She is alone. Her brother is dead. Her cybernetic sister, no, there is no sister. Just her. The last of Gero's creations who chose not to destroy. She sits in the blue grass, apart from the others, and stares at the horizon, seeing nothing.
Here they all are. 11 survivors gathered on New Namek. Goku, Trunks, Pan, Bula, Gohan, Vegeta, Raditz, C-18, Bulma, Tights, Yamcha, plus Dende who joins the cause. The dead remain dead, Piccolo, C-16, C-17. But the living are together. For the first time since the battlefield, for the first time since the world tipped over, they are all in the same place. And before them, a white portal pulses softly in the Namekian air. The back door. The entrance to the room of spirit and time. The training can begin. Briefing. Everyone gathered under a Namekian tree. Goku sitting cross-legged, Gohan standing, arms crossed, Trunks beside him, Pan and Bula side by side, Vegeta apart but listening, Raditz silent, C-18 against a trunk, Bulma and Tights in the back, Yamcha behind everyone else. Gohan lays out the plan. His voice is flat, methodical, emotionless.
Here's how we proceed. The room gives 1 year inside for 1 day outside. We enter in groups of 3. The room can only support 3 at a time. On exit, Dende heals. We stack Zenkais between each session. Group 1, Goku, Pan, Bula. Priority, stabilize the form beyond Super Saiyan for Goku. Work on the Metamol fusion dance between Pan and Bula, and unlock Bula's transformation.
Unlock my transformation! As if you just had to turn a key. I've tried for 3 years, every night, in the dark, thinking about the most terrible things I know. Dad's death, Trunks' death in the other timeline, Piccolo's pain. Nothing. My body refuses. My brain is too green, too analytical. The rage doesn't come because my mind breaks it down before it takes shape. I understand it instead of feeling it. And understanding an emotion is neutralizing it.
Group 2, Trunks, myself, Raditz. Priority, perfect the form beyond Super Saiyan for Trunks and me. Push Raditz to his absolute limits. Group 3, Vegeta, C-18, Yamcha. Priority, close the power gap through Zenkais and training volume. C-18 will be your sparring partner, Vegeta. She has infinite energy. She doesn't tire. She doesn't slow down. You can push yourself against her without ever running out of an opponent.
You want me to train with a reject from Gero?
Would you rather train alone and stay weak?
Vegeta's jaw clenches, but no words come out, because the truth hurts too much to contest. Group 1 enters the room. Goku, Pan, Bula. They pass through the Namekian portal, the rectangle of white light, and the world changes. The white void of the room of spirit and time, an infinite horizon in every direction. No walls, no ceiling, just a space, flat, white, silent, with a temperature that oscillates between extreme heat and deadly cold depending on the zone. Time stretches. Outside, a minute passes. In here, an hour.
Okay, 1 year. We've got 1 year. Where do we start?
Pan sits cross-legged, pulling out C-16's terminal.
With Bula. Goku, you reached Super Saiyan through Rage. On Yardrat, training with Trunks. Trunks reached it through the trauma of your death on Namek. Gohan reached it through Piccolo's death in the future. Raditz through the loss of his entire family. Every Super Saiyan transformation in this family has been triggered by a cataclysmic emotional event. Rage, loss, despair. Bula doesn't have that mechanism. Her brain is too analytical. She breaks down the emotion before it takes hold. The rage comes, and her mind converts it into data instead of letting it become energy. I've tried, Pan, hundreds of times. I think about Trunks' death in the future, and instead of feeling the rage, I calculate. Krillin's attack vector, the angle of impact, the survival probability, alternative options. My brain won't stop running. It refuses to let go. It's like I don't know how to be angry, Not really. Not in the way it needs to be for the transformation to trigger.
Bula, what if rage wasn't the right method?
Bula raises her eyes.
Listen to me. The older Bula, you, in the future, spent 15 years studying the Super Saiyan transformation. Not by practicing it. She was paralyzed. She couldn't.
Paralyzed? What do you mean, paralyzed? What?
That's not the subject, Bula. Not now.
Bula falls silent, lips pressed tight, eyes full of question she swallows down.
She couldn't fight anymore. But she studied the transformation like a scientist. She observed Raditz, Gohan, me. She analyzed the physiological data of every transformation. And she found something.
Rage is a trigger, but it's not the mechanism. It's an evolutionary accident, a primitive survival response that Saiyans developed millennia ago. When a Saiyan experiences extreme emotional trauma, their body responds with a massive surge of ki toward a specific point in the nervous system.
Pan stops and touches her own back, between the shoulder blades.
Here, the dorsal stellar plexus, a nerve cluster located between the shoulder blades at the junction of the spinal column and the spinal nerves. That's where it all begins. Not in the heart, not in the rage, here. When a Saiyan enters a rage, the surge of ki instinctively flows toward this point. The nerve cluster overloads. The body responds with an overflow of energy. The hair stands up, the eyes change, the power multiplies. That's Super Saiyan. But rage is only one path to that point. The primitive path, the unstable path.
You're telling me that the Super Saiyan transformation isn't emotional. It's physiological.
Exactly. Rage forces ki toward the stellar plexus. But you can send ki there consciously, without rage, without emotion, through pure concentration. Isolate your ki. Focus it. Visualize a precise point between your shoulder blades. You'll feel a resistance, like a dam. Push. Force your ki through. When the dam breaks, you'll feel a tingling, an intense prickling that starts from your back and spreads through your whole body. That's the scientific version. Clean, methodical, reproducible.
Canon fans will recognize it. This is the Caulifla method. Bula closes her eyes. Her hands rest on her knees. Her breathing slows. Her mind, that mind that trapped Ginyu in 3 seconds, that solved Namekian physics equations at 5, that carries Bulma's brain in a Saiyan's body, her mind gets to work. No emotion, no rage, no traumatic memory, just physics.
Ki! My ki! I can feel it. It flows through my entire body like a river network. Arms, legs, torso, head. The flow is steady, stable. This is my normal state. Now, redirect the entire flow toward a single point between the shoulder blades, the dorsal stellar plexus.
She concentrates and her ki begins to move. Not violently, not in a torrent. Like an engineer redirecting a river, dam by dam.
Resistance. There's a knot, a barrier, like a plug in a pipe. The Ki wants to circulate normally. The body refuses the concentration. Harder, more precise, not brute force, direction! It's a point, a single point. Everything must converge there.
Bula's ki begins to pulse. Visible now, a white aura around her body that condenses, contracts, gathers toward her back. Her hair lifts slightly. The air around her crackles.
Her ki, it's moving. It's flowing toward a point. That's not like when I transform. When I transform, everything explodes at once. This is directed, controlled, like a laser.
The tingling. Pan was right. There's a tingling between my shoulder blades, like an electric prickling. That's the nerve cluster overloading. That's the mechanism. It's real.
She pushes. One final effort. The dam trembles, breaks. Bula's aura explodes. Not outward, inward. The white turns gold.
Her hair rises, blue becoming gold in an ascending wave, strand by strand, like a sunrise climbing up her skull. Her eyes open, emerald green, clear, lucid. No rage, no scream, no trauma. Just Bulma, 10 years old, sitting cross-legged in the white void of the Room of Spirit and Time. Eyes perfectly calm and hair ablaze with gold. Super Saiyan.
She did it without anything. No rage, no fear. She just did it.
The physiological method. The older Bulma called it the engineer's path, not the warrior's path. The path of the one who understands.
Bulma opens her eyes, looks at her golden hands, then lifts her head toward the white void.
I can see everything. My mind is completely clear. There's no rage clouding it, no emotion interfering. It's like someone turned on a second light in my brain. Wait, there's something else. Behind the first dam, residues, a resistance, as if the path continued but the passage narrowed. Pan, there's a form beyond, isn't there?
Pan freezes. Her eyes widen. Not feigned surprise, real surprise. She had never thought of that. Never. In her future, Super Saiyan was the peak. No one had looked further because no one knew there was further. But Gohan changed everything. On the battlefield, facing Krillin, that form crackling with lightning, that power surpassing Super Saiyan by an entire tier. Pan saw it. She felt it.
Gohan did it! Through rage, through trauma, but he did it! He proved there's a second tier, and if the scientific method opened the first dam, it can open the second. Bulma, what you're feeling? Those residues, it's a second dam. Deeper, denser. I never thought of it. I didn't even know it existed before seeing Gohan on the battlefield. But if the method works for the first tier... Let me try.
Pan stands, closes her eyes. Her white aura condenses, and in 1 second, Super Saiyan ignites. Gold, stable, familiar. She's held it for years. But this time, she doesn't stop. She pushes. The same path Bulma just traced, key directed toward the stellar plexus. Concentrated, precise. The first dam is already open. She searches for the second.
The residues. Bulma is right. There's a resistance, a deeper knot, harder. I can feel it.
She pushes, and her body, forged through years of combat, responds faster than Bulma's. It breaks. Pan's golden aura contracts, hardens. Arcs of white electricity crackle around her, the same lightning as Gohan on the battlefield. Her hair stiffens, her green eyes become cutting. Super Saiyan 2, Pan. Through the scientific method, theory confirmed in real time.
Pan too?
It works! It really works!
Pan opens her eyes, looks at her lightning crackling hands, then at Bulma.
It works, but you, not now. Get used to your form first. Master it. When your body holds Super Saiyan effortlessly, then you push.
Weeks pass in the room. Bulma lives in Super Saiyan, eats in Super Saiyan, sleeps in Super Saiyan. Her body adapts. The transformation becomes a natural state, like breathing. And when she's ready, when the first tier costs her nothing, she pushes. The same process, key directed toward the stellar plexus. Deeper, more intense. The second dam resists, but Bulma knows the path now. She traced it herself. The second dam breaks. The golden aura contracts, densifies, becomes harder, as if the light itself had shifted from liquid to solid state. Arcs of white electricity crackle around Bulma's body, the same lightning that had streaked Gohan's aura on the battlefield. Her hair stands stiffer, more aggressive. Her green eyes become colder, sharper. Super Saiyan 2, Bulma, 10 years old. Through pure scientific method, without rage, without trauma, without screaming.
All my life, I believed the transformation was an act of raw willpower. A moment when the heart takes over the body. The rage on Namek. The loss of Piccolo.
the fear of losing my family. And Bulma just did it by thinking. This isn't normal Super Saiyan, this is Bulma Edition Super Saiyan.
Now your turn, Goku.
Me?
You have Super Saiyan. Your Super Saiyan 2 is unstable. You've never achieved it. But now you know what it is. You've seen it. You've felt it.
Pan approaches Goku and places her hand between his shoulder blades.
Here, the stellar plexus. Do you feel it?
Goku closes his eyes. His face concentrates. That Goku face when he's learning something new, when the puzzle comes together, when the warrior and the child become one.
Yes, I feel it. It's like a knot. Hot. Dense.
The first dam, you've already passed. That's your Super Saiyan. The second is deeper. Focus your ki. Not with rage, with direction. Like Bula.
Goku closes his eyes. The most powerful warrior on Earth. The one who has always operated on instinct, on heart, on emotion, tries for the first time in his life to turn science into a weapon. His ki moves. Less precisely than Bulla's, Goku is not an engineer. He is a combat artist. But he compensates with instinct. What Bulla does through calculation, Goku does through sensation. He feels the path. He feels the dam. He doesn't understand it. He recognizes it. The dam breaks. Goku's aura explodes into condensed gold. Electric arcs appear. His hair stands up, stiffens. The power leaps, not progressive, not gradual, a jump, a tear. Super Saiyan 2, Goku, stable, for the first time in his life.
I've got it! I've got it! It's like when I figured out instant transmission. It was there all along. I just had to
know where to look. Yes.
In exchange, Goku teaches Pan the Kaioken, not the raw version, the optimized version, the one he perfected over years of practice. Bulla absorbs the theory, but devotes her room time to absolute mastery of Super Saiyan 2. Her 10-year-old body isn't ready yet for the Kaioken's overload, and Pan told her not to skip steps. The Kaioken on top of Super Saiyan 2, the ultimate overload. Every multiplier above ×1 is borrowed time. Muscles tear, blood vessels burst. The body burns like paper in a furnace. But with Dende outside to heal every wound, the limit recedes, again and again. Months pass inside the room, and the training isn't pretty. It is brutal, ugly, inhuman. Goku pushes Kaioken ×2 on Super Saiyan 2. His arms shatter, his body collapses. Pan drags him to the portal. They exit. Dende places his hands on him. Green light. Bones fuse back together. Muscles rebuild. Denser. Stronger. Zenkai. They go back in. Goku pushes to ×3. This time, it's worse. Much worse. 3 seconds. That's all he holds before his muscles disintegrate. Goku lies on the ground, panting, body in pieces.
It's strange. The ×2 on Super Saiyan was my stable limit. I could hold it for minutes. But ×2 on Super Saiyan 2, it's already unstable. And ×3, I get a few seconds. That's all. It's like each tier of transformation compresses the Kaioken's margin. What was stable below becomes unstable above.
Then we find your new stable limit.
×1.5. Kaioken ×1.5 on Super Saiyan 2. That's where it holds. Not comfortable, but sustainable.
×1.5 stable. ×2 for combat, a few minutes before breakdown. ×3 as a last resort, a few seconds. That's the grid. We work with that.
Pan and Bulla train together, not Kaioken, not yet. In pure Super Saiyan 2, they push their bodies to collapse. Exit. Dende heals. Zenkai. Re-enter. Cycle after cycle, month after month, in the room. Each Zenkai exit lasts only a few minutes on Namek, the time for Dende to place his hands, for the green light to do its work, then back inside. Dende doesn't falter, his hands don't tremble. He heals with the patience of a river. And between destruction sessions, Pan and Bulla work on the Metamol fusion dance. The movements are ridiculous. Kaio taught them before the departure for Namek with the precision of a martial god and the patience of a teacher who knows his students will find the poses absurd. Goku demonstrates,
arms extended.
And there, you turn to the right, arms in an arc, and you shout, Fusion Ha. The 3 syllables must be exactly synchronized. If you're ahead by 1/10 of a second, the fusion fails.
This is ridiculous. It looks like a children's show choreography.
It's ridiculous. And it's our best weapon. Again, from the top. Perfect synchronization.
1 year passes inside, 1 day outside. When Goku, Pan, and Bulma emerge from the portal onto New Namek's blue grass, Dende is there, hands already raised, the green light ready. They are transformed. Not visually, no swollen muscles, no dramatic scars, but their ki has become something else. Denser, deeper, like water that has turned to mercury. Dende heals the final wounds, and the second group prepares. Group 2, Trunks, Gohan, Raditz. They enter the room through the Namekian portal. The white rectangle swallows them. The white void. The infinite horizon. 3 warriors face to face. Trunks and Gohan are the spearheads, both with mastered Super Saiyan, both candidates for Super Saiyan 2, but their paths are different. Gohan has already touched Super Saiyan 2, on the battlefield, over Piccolo's body. A brutal, unstable flash, born of rage and trauma. He didn't control it, he endured it, like a fever passing through the body without permission. Trunks has never touched Super Saiyan 2. His Super Saiyan is perfect, crystalline stability, forged over 5 years of practice since Namek. But the next tier eludes him. No briefing, no discussion of method. Group 1 has barely exited before Trunks, Gohan, and Raditz are already on the other side of the portal, eager, hungry for progress. They haven't consulted on Pan and Bulma's physiological method. They didn't have time, and perhaps not the desire. 3 warriors, 3 instincts. Combat first, questions later. They fight. Trunks against Gohan. Super Saiyan against Super Saiyan. For hours, for days, for weeks in room time. Trunks pushes, harder, faster. Kaioken ×2 on Super Saiyan, his stable limit and beyond. He trains against Gohan, who has the unstable Super Saiyan 2, who can hit it for 3 seconds, who can show him what it's like to fight someone at that tier. And it's in one exchange, the 472nd exchange of their 11th week, that Trunks finds it. Not through science, not through calm, through rage. Gohan hits him in the face, a clean punch, Super Saiyan 2, that splits Trunks' lip and sends him to the ground. Trunks gets up, resets his guard, and Gohan hits again, harder. Trunks gets up, again. Gohan hits, again. And on the 7th hit, the 7th fall, Trunks doesn't get up. He stays on his knees. Blood flows from his nose, his mouth, his forehead. His Super Saiyan flickers. His body screams.
I can't beat him. Not at this tier. He's above me. Like Frieza was above Dad. Like Chi-Chi was above me on that hill. Always someone above.
The rage arrives. Not the noble rage, the dirty rage. That of the 5-year-old who watched his father die on Namek and could do nothing. Trunks' fists hit the white dust.
No! No! I refuse!
The transformation doesn't come cleanly. It comes the way it has always come for Trunks. Violent, burning, ripped from the body by sheer willpower. The golden aura contracts, white lightning appears, the hair stiffens, the eyes change. Super Saiyan 2. Trunks, the warrior's method. Not science, rage. Torn from the body by sheer willpower. Trunks stands trembling, Super Saiyan 2 crackling around him like a wildfire. His green eyes locked on Gohan.
Again.
Good. Gohan, meanwhile, refines. He already touched Super Saiyan 2 through rage on the battlefield. Now, through repetition, he learns to stabilize it. Not through science, which he doesn't know yet, but through instinct. The son of Raditz who also carries Goku's blood in his veins. Rage to trigger, discipline to hold. And at the end of 3 months in the room, he pushes further. The Kaioken on top of Super Saiyan 2.
Kaioken!
Kaioken!
The crackling golden aura takes on a blood-red tint. Gohan's ki leaps, a leap that surpasses Trunks. Surpasses him clearly. Not by much, but enough for the difference to be indisputable. Trunks pushes Kaioken on his Super Saiyan 2, but his body, a child's body, 10 years old, still growing, can't handle the overload the way Gohan's can. His stable limit is Kaioken times 1.25. At times 2, he has far less time than Gohan or Goku. A few exchanges, not minutes, simply because he is a child. But Trunks compensates. His base form is stronger than Gohan's. 5 years of mastered Super Saiyan, a body forged since Namek. In pure Super Saiyan 2, without Kaioken, Trunks is above Gohan. Gohan's Kaioken closes the gap, nothing more.
My body can't hold the Kaioken as long as his. That's a fact. But my base is higher. We're even through different paths. Facts aren't debatable. Move forward.
And Raditz, the third of the group, the veteran, the former soldier of Frieza turned father turned redeemed warrior. Raditz is Super Saiyan, solid, stable, but Super Saiyan 2 eludes him, not for lack of rage, not for lack of technique, for lack of ceiling. His base power, even with the Zenkais, isn't yet high enough for the Super Saiyan 2 multiplier to make a significant difference. So he does what Raditz has always done. He works. No shortcuts, no miracles. He pushes the extreme limits of his Super Saiyan, Kaioken times 2, times 3 on top. Each session an agony, each Dende healing one step further. Raditz is in the room, body on fire, blood red and gold aura, muscles tearing.
Piccolo, you would have hated this training. You would have called it looping suicide. You would have been right. But you're dead, and I'm alive. And as long as I'm alive, I'll do what you would have wanted me to do. Become strong enough so no one else dies.
They exit. Dende heals. Zenkai, base power rises. They re-enter. Another cycle. When Group 2 emerges from the portal for the last time, one more day has passed outside, one more year inside. Trunks has Super Saiyan 2 Plus, stable Kaioken times 1.25. Gohan has Super Saiyan 2 Plus, stable Kaioken times 1.5. Raditz has shattered the limits of his Super Saiyan Plus, Kaioken times 3. It's the third group's turn. Group 3, Vegeta, C-18, Yamcha. The portal swallows them. The white void. The infinite horizon. 3 people who have nothing in common except humiliation. Vegeta, the fallen prince. Super Saiyan obtained after 3 years of suffering, rendered useless in 4 seconds by Android 18, then in a single exchange by Chi-Chi. His ego is in pieces. His body is barely functional despite Dende's healing, and the rage consuming him isn't motivation, it's acid. It corrodes him from the inside. C-18, the cyborg, the former enemy, infinite energy, massive power, no detectable ki. She lost her brother. Her world, Gero's laboratory, the only thing she ever knew, no longer exists. She has nowhere to go, nowhere to return to. And Yamcha, the forgotten warrior, the husband who let Chi-Chi leave, the weakest man in the room, and the only one lucid enough to know it.
Come!
Why?
Because I order you to.
You don't order me around. You're not my commander. You're not my prince. You're a man who got crushed in one hit and who needs someone to train with because no one else wants to. But I'm here because I have my own reasons. So come.
The first exchange is brutal. Vegeta attacks with the fury of a man who has everything to prove. Super Saiyan at full power. Punches, kicks, combinations, a concentrated final flash that illuminates the white void like a second sun. C-18 absorbs, blocks, counterattacks. Her strength is massive, not at Krillin or Chi-Chi's level, but well above the current Super Saiyan Vegeta. And above all, she doesn't tire. No shortness of breath, no sweat, no slowing down. 5 minutes, 10, 20. Vegeta runs out of breath. His Super Saiyan wavers, his muscles burn, and C-18 is exactly as fresh as when they started. C-18 blocks a final flash with one arm and deflects it into the white void.
You're slow.
Shut up!
Not slow as an insult, slow as a diagnosis. Your hips pivot too late relative to your shoulders. Your center of gravity is too high. And you waste 40% of your energy on screaming.
Vegeta looks at her, and in that gaze, beneath the rage, beneath the pride, beneath the layers and layers of dignity that 30 years of existence have stacked upon him, something moves. Something that resembles, from very far away, respect.
She's telling me I'm inefficient. Not weak, inefficient! That's what Nappa used to tell me when I was a child. You punch like a prince, not like a soldier. This soulless machine just corrected my combat stance. And she's right.
Days pass in the room, weeks, months, and something changes between them. Not friendship, they're both incapable of it. Not tenderness, the word would make them both wretch, but a kind of understanding. C-18 strikes without mercy. Vegeta takes it without complaining. She tells him what he's doing wrong. He corrects without thanking her. She pushes harder. He pushes harder. She doesn't apologize for hurting him. He doesn't apologize for screaming. At the 3rd month, Vegeta falls. His muscles gave out. Super Saiyan, pushed to its absolute limit, drained his reserves. He's face down in the white void, breath short, every inhale an agony. C-18 stands above him. She looks at him, not with contempt, with something else. Recognition, perhaps, because she too knows this ground. She too knows what it's like to fall and have no choice but to stay down. C-18 stands above Vegeta. One arm still broken, never repaired, but the other strong enough to lift him.
Get up.
I can't.
Yes, you can. My brother died protecting a girl he'd known for 10 minutes. He did it because he had decided there was something more important than his pride.
She extends her good hand.
You are the Prince of Saiyans, and you're on the ground. The question isn't whether you can get up. The question is whether you decide to.
Vegeta looks at that hand. The hand of a cyborg, of a former enemy, of one of Gero's creatures. He doesn't take it, but he gets up. And when he resets his stance, arms trembling, Super Saiyan flickering, body in pieces, he nods. 1 millimeter, invisible to anyone who wasn't looking for it.
I will never thank her. I will never tell her what those words did. I am the Prince of Saiyans, and princes don't give thanks. But I won't forget either.
The months continue. At the 6th month, Vegeta begins to hold his own against C-18. Not dominate, hold. His strikes become precise, his posture corrects, his center of gravity drops, he stops screaming. At the 8th month, he hits her. Really hits her. A hook to the liver that slips past her guard and makes her step back. C-18 looks at him, and the slightest movement of her eyebrows is the only recognition she will ever give. At the 10th month, Vegeta and C-18 fight on equal footing. Not because C-18 has dropped, but because Vegeta has risen. Zenkai after Zenkai, cycle after cycle, his Saiyan body has done what it does best: shatter its limits. And C-18 rises too, naturally. Each exchange with Vegeta sharpens her reflexes, corrects her angles, enriches her repertoire. She has no Zenkai, but she has infinite energy and a brain that never forgets a combat pattern. Every time Vegeta progresses, she adapts. And every time she adapts, Vegeta is forced to progress again. At the 11th month, C-18 surpasses him again. Not by much, but enough. Enough for Vegeta to fall. Again. Face down. Again. Beaten by that woman. Again. Vegeta is on the ground, blood in his mouth, fists trembling in the white dust.
Again! Again! Every time I catch her, she rises. Every time I think I've reached her, she adapts. This machine with no Zenkai, no transformation, no nothing! She surpasses me through the sheer force of learning. I am the Prince of Saiyans, the descendant of a royal line that ruled the galaxy, and I'm on the ground before one of Gero's women. No!
Vegeta's aura explodes. The gold contracts, hardens, charges with white lightning that crackles like raw nerves. His hair stands up. His eyes change. The power surges, brutal, savage, ripped from the bowels of his shattered pride. Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta. Through pure rage, through the humiliation of losing to a woman he refused to consider his equal, and who was. C-18 steps back. The first backward step she has taken since training began.
Finally.
And Yamcha, the last one, the one everyone forgets. He trains in his corner, alone. Not against C-18, he wouldn't last 3 seconds. Not with Vegeta, the prince wouldn't deign to raise a fist for him. Alone, in the white void, repeating kata, pushing his ki to the limits of a human without Saiyan blood. He will never become Super Saiyan. He will never become an elite warrior. But he didn't come for that. He came because Chi-Chi is out there, and Chi-Chi is the woman he loves. And if there is the slightest chance of bringing her back, the slightest, he will be there. Yamcha is alone in the white void, striking the air, sweat pouring, fists bleeding.
Chi-Chi! What didn't I see? What should I have done? Everything! I should have done everything, but I did nothing! And now she bears the mark of the man who turned her into a weapon! I'm not strong enough to beat her. I never will be! But I'll be there. And if the circlet works, if we can bring her back, I'll be the first face she sees.
Group 3 exits. Dende heals the final wounds. The Zenkais accumulate one last time. 3 Namekian days. 1 day per group. 3 years of the Room of Spirit and Time. Dozens of Zenkai cycles within each session. Thousands of hours of combat. The training is over. They are assembled on the Namekian village square. 11 people. Standing in a line facing the white portal still pulsing softly in the green air. Behind them, the Namekians watch in silence. Dende is sitting on a rock, hands on his knees, exhausted for the first time in his life. Not physically, but emotionally. He has healed hundreds of wounds. He has watched bodies break and rebuild with a regularity that defies biology. And now, they are ready. The power hierarchy, clear, defined, indisputable. At the top, Pan. Pan, 12 years old, daughter of future Bula. Perfect physiological Super Saiyan 2 plus Kaioken. Her raw potential, that potential future Bula had identified as superior to Trunks, has been realized. She is the product of 2 legacies, Bula's Saiyan genetics and Bula's own intellect, combined in an organism designed for combat. Future Bula had created her as a weapon. Pan has become something more, a warrior with a scientist's mind and a soldier's heart. Behind her, Goku. Goku, Super Saiyan 2 stabilized through the physiological method plus optimized Kaioken. The virus is purged. The Kaioken, which he has mastered since Master Kaio, is now stackable with Super Saiyan 2 at a stability no one else can match. His body, forged by a lifetime of combat and looping Zenkais, is a war machine. But his greatest weapon remains the same, his voice, his bond with Krillin. The 3 seconds the circlet demands, Goku is the only one who will be able to find them. Third, Gohan. Gohan, perfected Super Saiyan 2 plus Kaioken, the field commander, the strategist, stronger than Trunks thanks to the Kaioken, but not by much. Their gap is a hair's width, not a chasm. Gohan knows it, Trunks knows it. Neither of them talks about it. Fourth, Trunks. Trunks, perfected Super Saiyan 2 plus stable Kaioken times 1.25. The Cold Warrior, the child of Namek. His 11-year-old body can't hold the overload as long as Gohan or Goku, but his base form is higher than Gohan's, which closes the gap. His pure Super Saiyan 2 is a thing of beauty, stable, precise, deadly. Every strike is calculated. Every movement is economical. Trunks wastes nothing. Fifth, Bula. Bula, mastered physiological Super Saiyan 2, the most meteoric trajectory of all. In 3 years,
3 room years, she went from 0 Super Saiyan to a perfect Super Saiyan 2 with a mental clarity no one else possesses. Her mind doesn't cloud under transformation. Her intellect stays intact at every tier. It is the fastest catch-up in Saiyan history, and it wasn't fueled by rage. It was fueled by understanding. And in 6th place, tied, 3 warriors. Raditz, Vegeta, C18. Perfect parity. The same raw power, reached through 3 different paths. Raditz, the former soldier of Frieza, the redeemed father, the warrior who lost his partner. Super Saiyan pushed to its extreme limits. Each Zenkai brought him closer to the ceiling his brother surpassed years ago. He doesn't have Super Saiyan 2, not yet, but his base power, multiplied by dozens of Zenkais and a Super Saiyan compressed to its maximum density, places him at parity with the other 2. Vegeta, the prince. Super Saiyan 2 achieved through rage and shattered pride. No Kaioken, no one to teach him, and his ego wouldn't have accepted it anyway. But a raw, savage Super Saiyan 2, nourished by months of defeats against C18. And above all, a Vegeta who has learned something the Prince of Saiyans had never learned, the humility to correct his flaws. C18, the cyborg. Infinite energy, massive power. No Zenkai, she isn't Saiyan, but her training with Vegeta has honed her combat techniques beyond anything Gero had programmed. She strikes more precisely, she parries more effectively, and she never tires. Perfect parity between the 3. It's not a victory, it's equality. They've caught up to the elite, not surpassed it. All 3 know it, and the pride in their eyes is all the fiercer for it.
Here they are, all the fighters, lined up on the blue grass of New Namek, under a green sky with 3 suns. Goku holds the 2 circlets in his hands. The metallic circuits pulse faintly. The key to Krillin, the key to Chi-Chi. The Room of Spirit and Time portal pulses behind them. It will remain open, permanent, as Porunga willed it. A passage between Namek and combat.
And now, the final piece. Pan and Bulla face each other, 10 meters apart. Feet on the blue grass, equidistant from the portal. Pan on the left, Bulla on the right. Perfect symmetry. Pan takes position, arm extended to the right, left leg in support.
Are you ready?
Bulla takes the mirror position, arm extended to the left, right leg in support.
Ready.
The Metamol fusion dance demands 3 conditions. Same height, verified. Same key, Pan lowers her power, Bulla raises hers. The 2 signatures converge toward a perfect balance point. And absolute symmetry of movement. Every gesture mirrored, every step synchronized to the millisecond. They look at each other, 12 and 11. 2 sisters. That's what Bulla believes. Something deeper. That's what Pan knows. 2 versions of the same bloodline, face to face, ready to become a single person.
Pan takes 1 step, arm in an arc, pivoting toward Bulla. Bulla takes 1 mirror step, arm in an arc, pivoting toward Pan.
Cien?
They don't fuse. Not now, not here. The dance is ready. Every movement is carved into their muscles. Every syllable synchronized to perfection. But the fusion will only trigger at the moment of combat, when it's needed, when Chi-Chi is before them. They stop 1 centimeter from contact, look at each other, and in that centimeter, in that infinitesimal space between 2 index fingers, lies Earth's last weapon.
Goku grips the circlets. The metal is warm against his palms. He slides them into the inner pockets of his gi, 1 on each side, within arm's reach. Bulma stands beside him, her hand on his arm. Not a warrior, the woman who built the ship, the scanner, the gravity room, the metapod, the key suppressors. The woman without whom none of this would exist.
Bring them back.
I'll bring them back.
Gohan steps forward, takes his place before the group. The field commander.
Assault plan. 2 teams, simultaneous. We don't give them time to regroup. The objective is not destruction. The objective is contact. 3 seconds of circlet on each target's head. That's all it takes. Team Krillin. Goku, myself, Trunks, Raditz, and Vegeta. Goku is the only one who can create the opening, his voice, his bond with Krillin, the crack in the program. We saw it on the battlefield. Krillin trembled. Krillin remembered. The rest of the team maintains pressure. Goku places the circlet during the hesitation. Team Chi-Chi.
Pan and Bulma fuse. The fused warrior engages Chi-Chi in frontal combat, absorbs all her attention. C-18 from behind, no key, undetectable. She places the circlet. 3 seconds of contact while Chi-Chi is occupied by the fusion. Yamcha, you're with them.
Me?
Goku is Krillin's trigger. His voice can crack the program. You are Chi-Chi's trigger. You're the man she loved. If the circlet needs 3 seconds, it's your voice that creates them. You talk to her, you make her hesitate, and C-18 does the rest.
Yamcha's hands tremble, then clench.
I'll be there!
The fusion lasts 30 minutes. If C-18 hasn't placed the circlet in 30 minutes, we lose our best weapon, and it's 2 against Chi-Chi. There won't be a second chance. Questions?
The fusion is far more powerful than Chi-Chi. It's a waste. Any one of us could.
No, that's exactly why we use the fusion. I don't want a close fight. A close fight is unpredictable. Chi-Chi dodges, changes direction, counterattacks, and C-18 never finds her 3-second opening. The fusion crushes Chi-Chi, forces her into a defensive position, pins her down, and when you're on the defensive, you don't look behind you. That's when C-18 places the circlet. I don't need a fair fight. I need 3 guaranteed seconds. And don't forget, after a Kaioken use, our total power drops drastically. It's not a free multiplier, it's a loan. We spend now what we won't have later. If each of us wastes their Kaioken against Chi-Chi and we fail, we're left drained against 2 intact cyborgs. The fusion costs no one else anything. Pan and Bulma handle Chi-Chi. The rest of our forces stay fresh for Krillin.
Vegeta takes a step forward. His jaw is clenched, veins standing out in his neck.
No, I want Chi-Chi. That woman humiliated me in front of...
You acted like a fool last time, Vegeta. You threw yourself at her out of pride and got eliminated in one exchange. A single one. Don't ruin everything. Not this time.
Vegeta's eyes blaze. Every one of Gohan's words is like a whip across his ego.
You want revenge? Beat Krillin. Prove you're worth something against an opponent who doesn't underestimate you. Chi-Chi is the girl's job.
Vegeta doesn't answer. His fists tremble. His jaw grinds. But he says nothing, because Gohan is right, and the truth is the only thing that even a prince's pride cannot deny.
Good.
Goku raises 2 fingers to his forehead. Instant transmission. Earth is on the other side of the galaxy. Krillin and Chi-Chi wander somewhere in the terrestrial sky, ignorant, patient, waiting for a return they consider inevitable. They don't know what's coming. Goku closes his eyes, searches for Earth, finds it. The signal is distant but clear. The blue planet, his home, his broken world. Goku opens his eyes and rests them on each face, one by one. Pan, Bulma, Trunks, Gohan, Raditz, Vegeta, C-18.
Let's go! Everyone!
Hands settle, on shoulders, on arms. A human chain, Saiyans, Cyborg, humans, linked to Goku like branches of a tree to its trunk. Bulma, Tights, and Dende stay on Namek, safe, far from the fire. Bulma squeezes Goku's hand one last time, then lets go.
Come back!
Always. 2 fingers on his forehead, eyes closed, the terrestrial signal pulsing in his mind. On New Namek, the green wind blows through the blue grass. The Namekian children watch. Dende clasps his hands together. Bulma has her arms crossed, eyes dry, chin raised. Pan and Bulma are side by side, their ki calibrated, synchronized, ready to fuse at the first signal. Gohan is behind Goku, eyes cold, the plan etched into every fiber of his brain. Trunks is beside Gohan, motionless, the face of Namek. Raditz is silent, fist clenched, jaw clenched. Vegeta stands tall. For the first time since the battlefield, he truly stands tall. Yamcha is there too, hands trembling, gaze fixed, but standing. And C-18, a circlet in her belt, the other in Goku's hands, eyes staring straight ahead. They are ready. They were broken, rebuilt, broken again, rebuilt again. They learned techniques their parents couldn't have imagined. They hacked a dragon, opened a door in the fabric of space, and turned a small Namekian healer into a passive war machine. And now, they're going home. West City no longer exists. Craters, molten glass, silence. The sun hangs low over the ruins. Orange light, long shadows, dust suspended in the air. 3 days on Earth since Purunga snatched the last offenders from death with 4 seconds to spare. But for the squad, split into 3 successive groups in the Room of Spirit and Time, it was a year of intensive training per group. 3 years of cumulative martial evolution to prepare for this single moment. Krillin sits cross-legged on the ruins of Capsule Corporation HQ, hands on his knees, gaze fixed. Chi-Chi is 200 meters away, back turned to him. Zero ki, an absence that has learned to walk. They know the targets have fled. They know they will return. None of them sense anything. Goku's instant transmission generates no ki. It folds space. Master Kaio's antennae, from the other world, locate the cyborgs' physical bodies through direct observation and relay the coordinates to Goku via psychic link. A targeting system operating on a frequency Gero never imagined. The air folds. 9 silhouettes materialize simultaneously, forming a perfect circle 30 meters in diameter around the cyborgs, as though space itself had split open at 9 points at once and spat out 9 bodies from the other end of the galaxy. Goku, Gohan, Trunks, Raditz, Vegeta, Pan, Bulma, C-18, Yamcha. Goku carries a dark silver diadem at his belt. C-18 wears the other, invisible. Krillin is on his feet in a quarter of a second. His eyes lock on Goku.
You're back. Interesting.
Gohan stands in Super Saiyan 2, blue lightning crackling around his body. He takes 1 step forward that places him ahead of everyone.
3 days ago, they came within 4 seconds of massacring our families. You have 4 seconds to separate them. Execute.
Second one. 4 warriors move simultaneously. Trunks Super Saiyan 2 from the right, Vegeta Super Saiyan 2 from the left, Raditz Super Saiyan Kaioken ×3 igniting mid-flight, Gohan from the front. Second 2. All 4 slam into Krillin at once, not an attack, a propulsion. 4 vectors, 1 direction, north, away from Chi-Chi. The impact is deafening. Krillin crashes through 3 ruined buildings. Goku follows via instant transmission, diadem in hand. Chi-Chi watches Krillin disappear. Her instinct hesitates, but she stays, exactly as Gohan had predicted. Second 3. Pan and Bulma turn to face each other. Perfect symmetry. Pan and Bulma perform the mirror movement in base form, ki perfectly synchronized.
Fusion Ha!
A detonation of white light. 2 bodies pulled toward each other. When the light fades, there is only 1 silhouette. Blue hair, 11 years old. A new face, forged by fusion, bearing the brief imprint without copying anyone, and an aberrant base power level compressing the ground beneath her feet. Talia opens her eyes. 2 blue irises, cold, calculating.
30 minutes. That's more than enough.
Second 4. Both fronts are established. To the east, Krillin isolated against 5 Saiyans and Goku. To the west, Chi-Chi facing Palia, with C-18 approaching stealthily from her blind spot and Yamcha in support. 4 seconds to deploy a 3-year plan. Pillars of white light pierce the clouds. Silent shockwaves shear across the hills before the sound catches up, deafening, shattering the last windows in the region. To the rest of the world, the sky is ablaze and the earth is fracturing. It is the end of times. But at the center of these storms, for the warriors locked in battle, it is merely a matter of millimeters.
Reminder, he has 0 detectable ki. Fight with your eyes, not your senses.
Krillin raises 1 hand, palm toward the sky.
Kaioken!
The light. Not a flash, a sun. The infinite energy transforms the Kaioken into a dome of absolute white light that does not fade. The entire plateau becomes an ocean of incandescent white where nothing is visible. And in that light, Krillin moves. Hundreds of Zanzo-kin appearing and vanishing like specters, a world where he alone can navigate. Raditz strikes a silhouette. It dissolves. Trunks slashes a shadow with his sword. Just wind. Gohan feels a breath on his neck, pivots, strikes, nothing. Krillin is everywhere and nowhere. Every Zanzo-kin is flawless. Same posture, same visual density, same air displacement. Impossible to tell the copy from the original.
My eyes!
Stay in formation. Don't move.
Vegeta doesn't listen. He charges blind, Super Saiyan 2, fists forward. But he strikes empty air. Krillin slips into his blind spots. A sweep takes out the ankle, a strike to the nerve plexus of the right arm, a palm blow to the base of the spine. The prince collapses to his knees. Vegeta is panting, one knee on the ground, his right arm numb.
He's not even fighting me. He's managing me. Like an animal exhausting itself against a fence. Big Bang Attack!
The blue energy sphere tears through the white light. The explosion carves a 30-meter crater. Krillin is not in the crater. He is behind Vegeta. A finger presses against the prince's sternum. A push, barely, but calibrated to the diaphragm. Vegeta has the wind knocked out of him. His lungs empty in one blow. He drops to his knees.
Krillin stands before the kneeling prince, invisible within his own light.
Rage doesn't know how to aim. I haven't even started.
Vegeta, fall back. Trunks, Raditz, crossing attack.
Double Sunday!
Buster Cannon!
Krillin generates a perfect spherical shield. Both attacks ricochet toward each other. Trunks dives. Raditz throws himself to the ground. Result, 0 damage on Krillin, 2 shooters down.
Geometry, not force. He turned our own shots against us.
Raditz gets back up, spits out dust, and does something no one expected. He cuts his Kaioken. His red aura extinguishes.
The Kaioken burns, Ki, and this monster will never let me touch him from a distance. No choice!
Raditz charges in pure Super Saiyan. No brute force, close combat, barehanded, in the blinding light. He's not aiming for Krillin. He's aiming for the sound, the air displacement, the rustle of the combat gi. His right fist cuts through empty air, but his left hand catches a wrist. A real wrist. Raditz's eyes are burned by the light, teeth clenched, but his fingers are closed around Krillin's arm.
I've got you!
Krillin pivots, uses Raditz's grip as leverage, twists the Saiyan's wrist at an impossible angle, reverses the momentum, and hurls Raditz into the rocks. 3 cracked ribs. But Raditz smiles, because for 1 second, just one, he touched him. And he felt something. Raditz is on the ground, spitting blood.
Gohan, his muscles. Under Gero's modifications, it's still Turtle School style. The pivots, the counter grips, the redirections. Krillin is still in there.
The Taioken cuts off abruptly, and when eyes readjust, Krillin stands at the center, hands raised, palms open toward the sky.
Scatter! Everyone! It's the
Kaku Sandan.
Dozens of homing energy spheres rain down on the squad. The exact attack that ended everything 3 days ago.
The same attack. The one that ended everything 3 days ago. The one that nearly killed me. But I was 10. And I was in Super Saiyan.
Trunks closes his eyes, exhales, and his aura shifts. The Super Saiyan 2 compresses, hardens, and Kaioken times 1.25 ignites on top of it, his stable limit. Red merges with gold. Every muscle vibrates at a different frequency. Less margin for error, more precision. The sword traces an arc. First sphere, sliced in 2. Second, descending vertical strike. Third and fourth, simultaneous, swept in the same arc. Fifth, from behind, caught without looking. Sixth, the one Krillin had held back. The trap within the trap, cut 20 centimeters from his nose. Trunks stands motionless in the smoke, not a hair out of place.
I'm not the same as I was 3 days ago.
Not bad, kid.
Krillin gives them no time to savor it. Both hands rise, palms parallel, fingers spread, and 2 orange energy spheres form simultaneously.
Suehikidan.
Both spheres shoot straight, each toward a target, Raditz and Vegeta, the 2 most weakened. Krillin is reducing the numbers. Raditz dodges. He throws himself to the left, cracked ribs screaming, and the sphere passes a meter from him. On the other side, Vegeta leans back, breath barely recovered, legs buckling, but he dodges. 2 dodges, fight over, threat averted. Except the Suehikidan was never a straight line shot. Both spheres come back. They slow, pivot, and charge toward their targets' backs, homing. The same technique Krillin had used against Piccolo Jr. at the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. A shot that tricks you into thinking you've dodged, lets the opponent drop their guard, and comes back from behind. Raditz doesn't see it. He's facing Krillin, in guard stance, relieved to have dodged. The sphere is closing on his back at full speed. Vegeta doesn't either. His sensors are locked forward. The orange sphere is bearing down on the back of his neck. Goku moves. No instant transmission, no time. Just instinct. He knows this technique. He saw it at the 23rd Budokai. He knows it comes back. His right arm rises, a single shot, precise, surgical, a compressed ki bullet that strikes Raditz's sphere 1 meter from his back. The explosion throws Raditz face first into the ground, but he's in one piece. Trunks on the other side. He never saw the 23rd Budokai. He doesn't know the Tsueihikidan. But he saw the trajectory of Raditz's sphere curve in his field of vision, and Bulma's brain ran the calculation in 1/10 of a second. If that one came back, so did the other. He pivots. Vegeta's sphere is 2 meters from the prince's neck. Trunks' blast pulverizes it just before impact. The shockwave throws Vegeta to the ground. Vegeta is face down, panting, and in his eyes, something he will never say.
Father and son. They always train together.
Gohan raises his hand.
Stop! You're hitting shadows. Immediate dispersal! The 4 Saiyans withdraw. Gohan remains alone, facing Krillin.
You're ordering the retreat. Most warriors would have doubled down.
Gohan stands motionless, Super Saiyan 2 lightning crackling around his wrists.
You're the best tactician I've ever seen. Show me everything.
Krillin attacks. Direct charge. Right fist to the face. Gohan dodges, pivots. The fist passes a centimeter from his cheek. Elbow to the temple. Krillin ducks. Knee to the solar plexus. Krillin blocks it with his palm. The shockwave carves a furrow in the rock. Exchange. Fast, brutal, technical. Every attack from Krillin comes at a different angle. The tactical genius of the Turtle School. The one who survived his entire life facing opponents stronger than himself. But Gohan shifts style with every strike. 3 years with Piccolo gave him something Krillin has never seen. Taught unpredictability. Krillin steps back. It is the first backward step of the fight. And in the middle of the next exchange, the Kienzan, the ki disc, his signature, generated at point-blank range. Gohan pivots, concentrating his Kaioken solely on the back of his hand. He slams the flat face of the spinning disc mid-flight. The Kienzan deflects toward the sky.
Never block what can be deflected. It's a Turtle School principle, Krillin. Your school. Old Kame Sennin school.
Krillin stands motionless, and something passes through his eyes. Not a glitch, not an error, a memory. A tiny island, an old pervert in a Hawaiian shirt who once told him he was proud of him.
Kame Sennin!
2 seconds of hesitation. Krillin's hand, already preparing a second Kienzan, falls back to his side.
He hesitated. Not on the technique. On the name. Roshi. The man who raised him. Conditioning can erase morality, but not gratitude. Goku, it's your turn. The crack is there.
Goku steps forward, not running, walking.
Krillin.
Do you remember the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai?
Krillin stands motionless, and in his eyes, Gero's conditioning and something else, battling for control.
Irrelevant data! Disengagement recommended.
You fired your first Kamehameha straight at me. Your first. And you'd calculated that I would jump to dodge it. You used the second I was in the air to slip behind me and grab my tail.
Stop talking.
No one else would have thought of that. You'd anticipated 3 moves ahead against the guy twice as strong as you. That was pure Krillin, the smartest guy in the whole Turtle School.
Krillin's fingers tremble. A microspasm. His body hesitating between conditioning and the memory of a tournament under the sun, an eternity ago. Krillin clenches his fist. The trembling stops. The Nukite. Krillin's spear hand pierces Goku's left shoulder, clean through, blood spraying in twin arcs. Krillin's hand is in Goku's shoulder.
He's here.
His hand is in my shoulder. He can't pull free. It's now.
Goku!
Stay back! That's an order!
Kaioken times 3. Goku's aura explodes. Every muscle in his shoulder contracts around Krillin's bio-organic hand. Bones crack, tendons jam. Krillin can no longer withdraw his hand.
Release my...
You're not going anywhere, Krillin. Not this time.
Goku's right hand dips into his belt, the diadem. He lifts it toward Krillin's forehead.
I'm bringing you back, Krillin. Hold on.
Krillin's free arm generates a point-blank ki blast. The explosion hits Goku in the face. The left side blackens. Blood runs from his ear. The diadem touches Krillin's temple. First second.
What's happening? My head.
Krillin's free arm rises. A second ki blast forms in his palm, bigger than the first, aimed at Goku's throat. Second. Goku's Kaioken times 3 flickers. His muscle fibers are breaking down. Blood between his teeth, blood in his eyes, blood everywhere. The ki blast is 10 centimeters from his throat. Krillin's arm trembles. The blast wavers. The man beneath the conditioning is holding back the arm of the machine.
One more second. For Krillin.
Third second. The ki blast dissipates. Krillin's arm falls. The electromagnetic surge fries every one of Gero's circuits. The code erases itself. Krillin's body goes limp. And Goku shuts off his Kaioken, frees his friend's broken hand, and collapses to his knees beside him. Krillin is in tears. Tears that Gero's conditioning had buried beneath layers of hatred that no longer exist.
Goku! Goku! You don't understand. The conditioning didn't erase me! It used me! It took everything I had deep down. The jealousy, the resentment, all those years watching you get stronger while I stayed the same! And Gero found that hatred. That little voice saying, why him and not me? He used it as a foundation. It wasn't the machine that hated you, Goku. It was me!
We all have shadows, Krillin. But the real you never pulled the trigger. You came back.
Chi-Chi faces Palia, the fusion of Pan and Bula, the most powerful warrior on the battlefield and the most intelligent. Blue hair, blue eyes, features carrying the brief DNA without copying anyone. But Chi-Chi doesn't see that. Chi-Chi sees the blue hair, the blue eyes, the quiet arrogance of a brief. And in her mind, shattered by 18 years of obsession, that's enough. It's Bulma. It's always Bulma.
Another brief face. Another descendant of that woman. Another piece of proof that everything Goku ever touched bears the mark of that woman and never mine. A fusion. I don't know how you learned that, but good. 2 briefs for the price of 1. This will be a fine experience.
So you're the one, C-23. The woman who spent 18 years hating my family. You're smaller than I thought.
Chi-Chi attacks. Her fists strike at speeds invisible to the naked eye. Palia doesn't move. She tilts her head 1 centimeter. The fist passes. She tilts the other way. The second fist passes.
Right hook to the liver in 3, 2, 1.
Chi-Chi throws the right hook to the liver, exactly as Palia announced. Palia dodges without looking.
Left kick to the temple. Now!
The foot flies. Palia ducks by 2 centimeters. The shin passes over her hair.
How? Weight transfer too slow. Hip rotation too wide. You telegraph every blow 3 movements in advance. I don't even need to read your ki. I calculate the trajectory of the wind on your fists. Here, to make it more fair.
Palia fights with her eyes closed, and she dodges better. Every blow from Chi-Chi passes within 1 millimeter. Not 2, not 3, 1. With the precision of a scalpel cutting the air around her without making contact.
Descending elbow strike. Missed. Rising knee. Missed. Double hammer strike in 3 seconds. You're going to put everything you have into it because you're frustrated. In my world, you killed Bulma. You crippled Bulla. You killed Raditz and Tights. And look at you now. You can't even touch me with your eyes closed.
Inside the fusion, 2 wills coexist. Pan wants to end the fight. Now. A single blow. Vaporize this woman who destroyed her world.
Bula refuses, not out of weakness, out of principle. The same principle that spared Raditz, Guldo, C-17, and C-18. Bula does not finish off those who can be saved. The fusion decides, Palia will not kill, but she won't be gentle either. Chi-Chi attempts the energy charge double hammer strike, exactly as Palia announced 3 seconds earlier. Palia opens her eyes, raises her right hand, 2 fingers, index and middle. Chi-Chi's 2 fists slam into Palia's 2 fingers. The ground cracks for 2 kilometers. Palia has not moved a millimeter.
18 years of hatred and jealousy. All of that to turn yourself into a cheap pocket calculator? Gero ripped you off. You're pathetic.
Chi-Chi screams and breaks free. Ki Barrage, 3 energy balls at point-blank range, rapid fire, maximum power. Palia lets them come. She raises her left palm and absorbs them. The 3 key balls vanish into her hand like pebbles into water.
That's it? Your energy is infinite, and that's the output you choose? You're wasting your only advantage.
Chi-Chi shifts registers. She retreats 100 meters in a fraction of a second and fires a Kamehameha, full power. The blue beam tears through the air, massive, incandescent, capable of leveling a city. Palia stands motionless, arms crossed, the Kamehameha barreling toward her.
Kamehameha! Turtle School. You're aiming center mass. Predictable. The angle of incidence is 4 degrees below horizontal. If I shift 60 centimeters to the left...
Palia shifts, 60 centimeters. The Kamehameha grazes her. The heat singes a lock of hair on her right side and slams into the ruins behind her. Titanic explosion. Palia has not uncrossed her arms.
You're using Krillin's and Goku's techniques against their own family. You have nothing of your own, Chi-Chi. Even your rage is borrowed.
Chi-Chi charges. Close combat, feet, knees, elbows, everything she has. A combination of 8 strikes in 2 seconds. Palia blocks the first with the tip of her index finger, dodges the second by turning her head, catches the third at the wrist, redirects the fourth into the 5th. Chi-Chi hits her own shin. The last 3 cut through empty air because Palia is already 2 meters away, hands behind her back. Palia stands with her hands behind her back, a purely insulting posture.
8 strikes. I counted 3 that could have touched me if you were twice as fast. Want me to show you which ones?
Palia reproduces Chi-Chi's combination. Exactly. Same sequence, same rhythm, same angles, but in slow motion. Deliberately, like a teacher grading a paper. Palia reproduces the first strike, a right fist, hitting Chi-Chi in the sternum.
The first, too wide.
She reproduces the third, a rising elbow, striking Chi-Chi's chin.
The third, too telegraphed.
She reproduces the 7th, a knee, striking Chi-Chi in the solar plexus.
And the 7th? Good angle, but you shift your pivot foot half a second too early.
Chi-Chi staggers back, breath knocked out, blood on her lip. Palia didn't hit hard, just enough to sting. Just enough for Chi-Chi to know she could hit hard. Palia shakes her hand, irritated, and her voice changes, more Bulla than Pan.
And speaking of pointless strikes, do you know what you destroyed when you leveled the Capsule Corp labs? The Ionic Propulsion Program. 2 years of work. Gone.
She flicks Chi-Chi on the forehead. Chi-Chi flies back 3 meters.
The atmospheric recycler prototype. 8 months. Ashes.
Another flick. Chi-Chi stumbles back again.
The miniaturized capsule reactor. The only one in the world. Mom had been working on it since the twins were born.
Another flick. Chi-Chi spits blood.
The orbital telescope that Grandpa Brief had assembled by hand. Piece by piece. Over 20 years. He wanted to map every star in the universe.
Another flick. Chi-Chi drops to one knee.
And the genetic sequencer. 30 years of data. 30 years! You burned 30 years of science for your petty, jealous tantrum. We're done for today.
Dozens of key spheres materialize around Palia, placed in space like a chessboard. In 3-directional strikes, Palia forces Chi-Chi back onto precise coordinates. The cage closes. Yamcha steps forward. No guard. He positions himself right in front of the cage.
I let you rot in your anger after the tournament. I never came looking. Not once. You disappeared, and I pretended it was normal. I'm sorry, Chi-Chi. I should have come for you.
Chi-Chi's eyes freeze. The woman beneath the conditioning hears the voice of the man she learned to love. A conflict between hatred and memory. 3 seconds of paralysis. C-18 surges from the blind spot that Palia mathematically created. 0 key, invisible. The cold metal of the diadem presses against Chi-Chi's temple. 3 seconds. The electromagnetic overload fries the neural network. Chi-Chi's eyes become human again. 100% free will. 100% memory.
No! I'm a machine! Priority order! Cleanse the timeline! I'm a robot!
She hurls herself at Palia, the desperate blows of a woman in tears pounding against the fusion's key until her own human fists scrape raw. Her fists bleed, the skin scrapes away. The blood, red, warm, human, runs down her fingers. Palia doesn't move, takes every hit without flinching. Yamcha steps between them, taking a bloody slap, gently catching Chi-Chi's wrists.
Stop, Chi-Chi! The machine is off! Gero didn't force you into anything. He just gave you the power to carry out what your jealousy desired.
She collapses, sobs of absolute shame. Yamcha holds her, his hands in blood on her wrists, and silence returns. The fight is over. Goku sits in the rubble, clutching his punctured shoulder. 0 deaths. He smiles. Gohan approaches Raditz, whose armor is shattered. The Super Saiyan 2 light fades. The teenager's face becomes visible again.
We survived, Dad.
Raditz freezes. He looks at that face, and something unlocks in his mind. Not all at once, piece by piece.
That face. It's Kakarot. No! It's our father. It's Bardock. Goku is the spitting image of Bardock, and this kid is the spitting image of Goku, so? He never said he was Goku's son. Never! We asked him. He dodged it every time. You're my...
He can't finish the word. Gohan steps forward and holds him tight. Raditz doesn't push him away. His arms, those warrior's arms that never knew how to embrace, close around his son.
If I'm your father, then who is your mother?
Gohan's face is pressed against Raditz's broken armor, and he blushes.
Well,
He doesn't need to finish. Raditz has understood. His eyes search the horizon, toward Namek, toward Tights, and something new takes shape on the Saiyan's face. Something that looks like a future. A few meters away, the Palia fusion expires. Pan collapses to her knees, exhausted. She looks up at Bula.
In my world, at the cemetery crater, she didn't vaporize you. She broke your spine. You spent 16 years in a wheelchair. And it was from that wheelchair that you built the time machine, and that you created me, Mom.
The secret Pan carried for 3 years. Bula, 11 years old, the most dangerous brain in the Brief family, absorbs the shock, understands, and holds her daughter close. Goku sits in the rubble, shoulder bleeding, watching Gohan in Raditz's arms, then Pan in Bula's.
I thought Gohan was my son, especially with the name and his looks.
Not you too, Dad.
You knew?
Let's say I had my suspicions. Gohan is 13 when he arrives. He was born around 770. You were supposed to die from your heart attack in 767 in their timeline, 3 years before he was born. You couldn't be his father, Dad. Dead men don't make children.
Fair point. So who's his mother?
That's the one mystery I never solved.
Goku watches Pan, nestled against Bula.
But Pan, I knew she wasn't my daughter.
What? You knew and I didn't?
But Trunks, if you thought it through for Gohan, why didn't you think it through for Pan? She's younger than Gohan.
She's the spitting image of Mom. The face, the hair, everything. It was so obvious she was a Brief that it never occurred to me to look any further.
You're smart, Trunks, but you didn't think of that.
You don't think of everything. especially when things are obvious. And you! How did you figure out Pan?
Just instinct. When you have a daughter, you know. And I knew she wasn't mine.
And that logic didn't apply to Gohan?
Fair point. It was too obvious for me, too. The name, the face, I didn't look any further either.
We're even then.
We're even.
The sun breaks through the clouds of dust. It touches the black hair of Gohan on Raditz's shoulder. It touches the blue hair of Pan against Bulla's chest. It touches the bloodied orange gi of Goku, and the lavender hair of Trunks sitting beside him. A father and son laughing in the ruins of their city. No one knew about this place, except C-18. Bulma, from Namek, had triangulated the residual reactor signal through the Capsule Corp network in under an hour. Beneath the ruins of Gero's old laboratory, a backup computer blinked. Super Saiyan 2, data, acquired. Metamol fusion dance, recorded. Biological samples, 27 specimens undergoing integration. Bioweapon cell growth, accelerated. The steel ceiling is cut open silently. Trunks and Bulla descend in levitation, 11 years old. Lavender hair and blue hair in the greenish light of the vat. 2 golden Super Saiyan auras, perfectly controlled. No need for the second tier for this. They land on either side of the vat where the cell larva pulses.
The AI has assimilated Super Saiyan 2, the Metamol. If this thing hatches, it's born with everything. No one stops it. Not us, not Dad, not Palia.
No Saiyan ego, no warrior's curiosity.
Plan C.
2 beams merge into a single surgical blast. The larva, the vat, the computer, the data, the basement, all vaporized. Cell is erased from existence before he ever had a face. In another world, someone would have waited. Someone would have wanted to see. The Saiyan ego always demands proof. Not here. Here, 2 children bearing the brief name saw a problem. They solved it. That's all. The brief's rationality doesn't leave loose ends, somewhere beneath the surface of the Earth. Very far, very deep. In a cocoon of stone and ancient magic, sealed for millions of years, something sleeps. It is not a machine. It is not a cyborg. It is not a mad scientist with grudges. It is magic. Pure. Primitive. The kind of power that existed before the Saiyans, before the Namekians, before the Dragon Balls. The kind of power that science cannot measure and intelligence cannot anticipate. The brief's rationality doesn't leave loose ends. But Boo is not a loose end. Boo is a nightmare. And nightmares don't get solved with a plan. And much farther away, beyond the galaxy, beyond Kaio's northern quadrant, beyond everything Goku's senses can reach, a being turns over in its sleep. A god. The god of destruction. The one who erases planets when his meal is poorly seasoned. The one before whom Super Saiyans are insects and fusions are toys. Beerus has not yet opened his eyes, but he dreams, and in his dream, he sees something he has not seen in millennia. A golden form. A warrior who shines. A word he can't quite grasp. Super Saiyan God? The Brief family has defeated machines, cyborgs, galactic emperors, and ghosts of the past, with intelligence, sacrifice, and love. But what does intelligence do against a god who can blow out a star with a snap of his fingers? To be continued. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next installment of What If Goku Married Bulma? See you very soon for the next part.